Roswell tomorrow, and 73 degrees at our radio studios in Lofington. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Arbitz.
Your country plays on W105.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet. Online at carlsbadchevrolet.com. Text line at 877-396-W105. Brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Online at amigo-machinery.com. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. And YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook video feed brought to you by Desert Sand Water Well. Online at desertsandsnm.com.
What's up with you today?
I am stressing out.
I am really stressed out.
Relax, it's almost the weekend.
Really? What is it?
It's Friday Eve.
Thursday.
So how should we pass the time?
Let's listen to our favorite radio show.
That'll cheer you up.
Hey, everybody. You know what time it is.
Let's do a show.
That's here, right now.
Showtime!
And good morning to you. Another day in paradise. I am Kevin B. Tom A. in the studio. Russ Black doing the things that Tom can't do. He's in the studio this morning. Will Rooney is not feeling it this morning and is not in the studio with us this morning. Hopefully he feels better very, very soon. Somebody in California woke up very happy.
Yeah, wow.
$1.7 billion Powerball winner last night. Have you guys heard what part of California?
No, I haven't.
Just says California is all I see. That is is that the second largest in the history of lotteries? I think it is the second largest. And cash value, if you take the cash value, you're walking away with $774 million. And I take it that's after taxes. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Is that after taxes, or maybe it's...
I would think so. On the cash out, you got to pay your taxes and everything out and then walk away with the money. You really think the government's going to let you walk away with all that money without getting theirs first?
Yeah, it's 20%, if I'm not mistaken, on gambling winnings. So they're going to take 20%. California, they have their own income tax.
Oh, yes.
I think they do. Yeah, so California is going to get their share, and the feds are going to get their share, and the rest is history. But all in all, I mean, if you could walk away with $500 million,
I mean, holy moly!
I mean,
What the
all right. Look, I've had more crap go on today. I don't know if you heard that. That was a sign just come off the wall. Earlier,
I watched it.
I spilled my entire tumbler of soda. It went everywhere. Thank God it hit the floor and not the equipment.
Let's do some inside baseball things.
We get the mop.
Me and Kevin are both ready early. We've already talked. I'm all set up. He's all set up.
Thank God the wife was able to go get me another Coke.
Right. In the last 2 minutes before we went to air, B spills all of his stuff. I had a computer mess up.
Thank God I had to spill the Red Bull. God. Because I need it tonight. And all of a sudden I got very hot. Menopause kicked in. I gotta get the air back going. Gee whiz. This has been a hell of a morning already. But somebody in California, $1.765 billion, they're feeling pretty good this morning. Do you think they know they're the winner yet?
If they know, they're gonna.
Well, I mean, how many times you buy a ticket and you don't even check it until weeks later, days later?
Was in California?
Now, they've changed that because I think you only have 90 days to claim that money.
Right.
Used to be, kind of changed that whole thing. It's a little different now.
Amazing.
Today is cookbook day. Anybody ever thought about launching a cookbook? I've actually thought about launching a cookbook, and it would be Kevin B's Cajun Recipes. And the problem is I only got about 20. I just don't know if that would be a book. Maybe it would be like a mini book. Free thought day going on. Boy, you don't want no free thinking going on. Please don't put that on social media because they will put you in jail. International Moment of Frustration Scream Day. I have those pretty often with Tom. National Farmers Day. National Gumbo Day. That would be in my cookbook. Gumbo. National Savings Day. Ain't nobody saving money with Joe Biden as the president. National Pulled Pork Day, World Arthritis Day, and World Sight Day going on today. The new low-cost rideshare service via Tesla SUVs hitting street in Tampa. And this is something where you'll share a ride as long as the battery holds out. Yeah, the service is called Dash Downtown Area Share Hub, and it's available in Tampa. If you're trying to get out of Tampa, hey, we're sorry, but the battery just doesn't last that long. Inflation measure by the Producers Price Index rose 0.2 of a percentage point, 2.2% for the year ending in September. Third month in a row where we've had it increase, driving a large part of the higher energy costs. And, of course, you thought you had issues with inflation. Tom Brady's got deflation for many, many years. And that guy lost $77 million on a bad investment and didn't miss just kept on going.
Just a drop in the bucket.
It must be nice having that type of money. Joe Biden shown photos of the decapitated Israeli babies. Joe Biden acting like a tough guy yesterday. And so if you heard it yesterday on Be on the Breakfast Club and you were saying, B's probably over-exaggerating. Nope. No. They showed the pictures to the president yesterday, and they have been shown on TV. And it's hard to watch any type of pictures with decapitated. I mean, how much hate do you have in your heart that you're going to decapitate a baby?
They don't care, B.
Yeah, well, and we got people in America that are backing these animals.
I saw that.
I said animals. Pretty sad. And you know what? We might have our own Israeli Hamas war, Jewish Hamas war, because they're chanting in the streets in New York City, kill the Jews, kill the Jews. I would take that rather personal if I was Jewish. Stephen Colbert easily topped the late night ratings for this week as the first week that they're back, averaging 2.79 million viewers. Former Dodgers and Padres star Steve Garvey announcing he's running for Dianne Feinstein's Senate seat. Got a pretty decent chance. Maybe. It's hard to get a Republican elected in that part of California. And Guns N' Roses concert in Phoenix last night was supposed to be at Chase Field, but the Diamondbacks needed their stadium back because of the playoffs when they booked the concert.
That's right.
So they moved it to the Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater, and looks like pretty much everybody got their seat for the show. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, 1105 East 2nd in Roswell. Homegrown and proud of it. Farm supplies, ranch supplies, they've got everything you need. Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, 1105 East 2nd in Roswell. If you need feed for the animals, they're your certified Purina dealer. Go to the website. You can check out everything, RoswellLivestock.com. Also in Capitan at the Lincoln County Mercantile. Little windy by this afternoon, 35-mile-an-hour gust expected by this afternoon, and high temperature 88, 51 tonight, and then things start cooling off. 74 tomorrow, and the wind should be gone by then. And then by the time Friday night football rolls around, 45 for Friday night. 7 the high for Saturday, and temperatures in the low 40s for Saturday night. Looks like it's going to be an awesome weekend. Check of the weather being brought to you by our buddies at the Twin Wells Fuel Station. You can find them right off of 128 on Buck Jackson Road. So if you're on 128 this morning, exit Buck Jackson Road, go down 2.75 miles. Fill her up with red diesel, green diesel, DEF, and unleaded. Look, I know you guys are truck drivers, so you don't have to worry. Don't put all of them in the tank at the same time. That would be something Tom would do.
Oh, yeah.
Twin Wells Fuel Station, they accept credit cards, debit cards, and fleet cards right off of 128 on Buck Jackson Road. Tom in the text, 877-396-W105.
All right, texter says California needs to keep the coffers full somehow, and that's after federal. You still got to pay state to laugh out loud, says this one texter. And
well, that's what I said. California has state, so 20% goes to the feds and whatever the state tax rate is.
You'll get hit again. And Jody from Lovington, if I'm not wrong, hadn't the last $3 billion winners been from California?
I think they have. Of course, they're the biggest state,
yeah,
populace-wise, so that kind of makes sense.
Oh, this one texter says, we are next for having an attack. Be on that very note, a Eunice couple traveled to the Middle East for a 35th anniversary. The Orozcos, Miguel and Carmen Orozco, are stuck over there in Tel Aviv, and they've been trying to get them back. Our state senator, David Gallegos, along with our U.S. senators, Heinrich and Lujan, have been trying to maneuver and get them back. They are now currently in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia today. Now, we'll try to get an update on
I heard a story this morning on the news, and it was talking about that there are people whose family might be dead in Israel. They're missing.
Mm-hmm.
And the White House still hasn't called them back.
I know
Despicable.
According to this report, there are 12 other New Mexicans that are stuck over there. So our prayers and thoughts for them to get them back home quickly, please.
There are lots of Americans that share a dual citizenship with Israel. And I see conservatives asking the question, look, they're against giving funding for Ukraine, but they're also against giving funding for Israel. Look, we have a long-standing agreement with Israel that dates back 50-plus years that we would stand by them. And
Absolutely.
They're our only ally in the Middle East. I don't know if you guys are seeing what's going on. Iran and Saudi Arabia are talking now. They're calling it the New World Order. So I'm just saying, pause the hate for Israel. And look, I'm with you. When it comes to Ukraine, where are the videos of the war in Ukraine? I don't see them. Maybe I'm not looking in the right place. But what's going on in Israel, we owe it to the Israelis. We made that agreement with them many, many years ago to stand by them.
That's right. After the 69 war. Yeah.
In my humble opinion, we should stand by Israel.
We got to.
I was very disappointed. Steve Scalise is now the House Speaker.
Yep.
First thing he talked about is how important it is that we give money to Ukraine. That Zelensky, the first thing out of his mouth.
Jeez.
Unbelievable. At least 22 Americans and over 1,200 Israelis dead in that war with Hamas. And Netanyahu, I'll play the cut. Netanyahu saying that we're going to eradicate every member of Hamas, and we will not stop. Joe Biden had the opportunity today to really come down on Iran, who we know has funded this whole thing. And he had the opportunity to come down hard on him. But he sent a cryptic message warning Iran. And
stop it. Whatever.
And what he said is, be careful. Can you imagine Donald Trump? First of all, this would have never happened to Donald Trump. The repercussions would have been, be careful. I'll play the cut coming up. Maybe it's just me. ExxonMobil yesterday agreed to buy Pioneer Natural Resources. If you have stock in Pioneer Natural Resources, you got banked this morning. Anybody that's worked for Pioneer for a long time and took stock options and that type of stuff, you can go ahead and turn in the retirement papers this morning.
Right.
They for $59.5 billion to Exxon. So the largest takeover in more than 2 decades as it seeks to become the dominant producer of shale oil.
Yeah.
Exxon will pay $253 per share in an all-stock deal. According to the statement on Wednesday, the agreement paves the way for Exxon to become the biggest acquisition since the merger of Mobil in 1999, and it's the world's largest takeover announced this year. Transaction amount is about 18% of Pioneer's investors based on the closing price on October 5th. Somebody is making bank.
Yeah.
I'm just saying somebody is going to be making bank. Congratulations if you have the stock or if you work for them, because Exxon is buying you guys. All right, question of the day this morning is we're asking about the greatest Halloween costume ever. Ooh. And when I come back, I'm going to tell you how much money we'll spend on Halloween this year in America. And a store worker shot and killed.
Yes, all that.
And in Otero County. We'll talk about that. That happened in Mayhill. Thoughts and prayers going out to this young lady's family. So we'll get to that on the way. Tom on the text, 622. We're being the Breakfast Club.
Off the topic, but and I don't see why they're doing this. Can Tom pronounce potash? I've heard someone say it funny and wanted to see if Tom will do the same.
Tom, what is it?
Potash.
This potash?
Yeah, potash. And you just mentioned it a second ago, B. Do you have any news on the woman shot and killed yesterday in Weed, New Mexico?
I've got it coming up, and I will get to that in just a second.
Okay. And where do you claim all that money? Who do you go to? This one texter is asking.
After you win that type of money?
Yeah.
You know what I would do? I would form a trust. That's the first thing. First thing I would do is go to a really good investment accounting firm. And I would probably start, I would listen to them, but I would think a trust would be the way to go to protect myself and get a lot of that money tax-free. That's the first thing I would do. I'd go to a professional.
I put everything under my mattress.
Yeah, I believe you. Yeah. And then I would go in the middle of the night and I would put multiple bars of soap in a sock and beat the hell out of you and take your money. If somebody is that dumb to keep millions of dollars in a bus, yeah, they probably
Well, let me ask you, do you want to put all that money in a very turmoil bank situation? Heck no.
Well, I mean, what you could do is buy an island with private security and bring and put all that in gold and coins and all kind of other stuff and just disappear.
That's right. Hey, Kathy from the Patch is chiming in. You dang sure better be on the side of Israel because the Bible says that they win in the end, says Kathy this morning.
And like I said, I see Republicans. Jesse, I got to say, I can't agree with your post that you put on Facebook about it's another way to wash money for the Bidens. I'm not buying that. Hamas didn't all of a sudden, decide we're going to help the Bidens. I'm not buying that. The Ukrainian deal, yeah, I'm buying that. But no, not with this. And I think we have to stand by Israel. All right, tweet of the day at 6:24 being brought to you by Hobbs Airfield Speedway. Hobbs Airfield Speedway. Find them the day. They're on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. You can always call my buddy Jamal and get more information. 575-631-5099. We had the story earlier this week about the street racer that crashed in Albuquerque and ended up killing somebody. And actually had his kid in the car at the time.
Yes, he did.
What the heck? Hey, street racing is not a good... you don't want to end up killing somebody and go in the jail for the rest of your life. When you can just go to the racetrack and race. In fact, you could win money. $5,000 up for grabs for the small tire shootout if they get 12 cars. And it's going to be going on November 3rd and 4th. Olympia is going to be out there with the cash days, cash light, flashlight, cash days. So Daily Driver, True Street, Run What You Brung It, Tailgate, and, of course, the small tire event. So Olympia is going to be on the flashlight coming up on the 3rd and 4th. If you need more information, Facebook, Instagram, and find them on TikTok. Now, this is troubling. In light of everything that's going on in the Middle East, the tweet of the day is kind of troubling because we know we have people coming across the border in 163 different countries. Ooh. Well, there's a guy named Oscar who I follow on multiple platforms. Me and him don't agree on everything when it comes to Mexico's relationship with America. Mm-hmm. But he does follow this immigration very, very, very good. And he was at the border counting how many Chinese were coming in. I'll just play it. And this is very troubling. You see what happened where Hamas just... Could the enemy be coming in already? Here we go.
Message to Alejandro Mayorkas. We are in the migrant camp at San Vicente. The majority right here on the back, all of them are from China, as they are migrating into the northern borders of the United States. Venezuela, China, 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 Venezuela, Venezuela, China. Where are you going? United States? United States, USA? Where are you going?
USA.
USA. China.
Yes, from China.
China. Where you going to the United States? USA.
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 American, New York.
America, New York.
Yes.
Yes. Xi Jinping. No. No. Okay. USA. China. 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 Nepal. China. 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 China.
By the way, this thing goes on for 2 minutes.
My goodness.
China, 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 China. The invasion has begun. Yeah, I have gotten hate from a lot of people because of my stance at the border. Mm-hmm. I know they're good people that want to come here. We have a process. Follow the process. But what's going on right now is a free-for-all, and it is an invasion. When we get 7 million people coming across the border and Joe Biden is allowing them, it's an invasion. And we need to stop it at all cost. Unfortunately, we have a weak president. Is China our friend? No, last time I checked, they weren't our friends. They're not our friends. In fact, we have very little friends. I'm just going to be honest. Mexico's not our friends. They're not our friends. Guatemala's not our friends. They take our money, turn their back on us, and pendejo, and go on their way. No, I'm serious. Mm-hmm. And so we have very little friends. Israel's our friend. England is our friend when they need us to save them. France, the same thing. I mean, I'll go down the list. But China definitely is not our friend. And we've got those people coming into the country. I hate to be the guy that's, could this be like sleepers?
I think you're
coming
right.
into the country. Could be. Could be. Unvetted and nobody concerned. All right, Joe Biden lost again. Here's what he said yesterday. The guy, his mental faculties are completely awash.
But I just, look, I mean, I'll never forget, well, I won't go into that. Anyway, I just think that if we stay true to our values.
Oh, my goodness.
That's awful, V. That's embarrassing.
The president of the United States. Unbelievable. All right, 877-396-W105, and the Breakfast Club. Rand Paul going after Dr. Fauci. Rand Paul finding more information about the Wuhan lab and who funded the Wuhan lab. Tom, any idea who funded the Wuhan lab?
Chinese, baby.
Well, maybe, sorta, kinda, but the American taxpayers funded the Wuhan lab. Yeah, we did. We paid. I know it makes you feel really good that the virus got away from them and killed a lot of people. but we funded it. Here's Rand Paul.
From the very beginning, Anthony Fauci knew he was involved with funding this lab, and he did everything possible. It's throughout our government. 8 different agencies in our government are covering up their support for this lab in Wuhan. It's ongoing as we speak. Even though we've had unanimous Congress declassify the information, I have classified, unclassified information that's being withheld from me to this day. But we have evidence, yes, that they were dishonest, that Anthony Fauci lied in hearings to me, which is a felony, punishable up to 5 years. We now have emails that show him saying that he knew it was gain of function, that the virus looked manipulated, and that he was worried that this came from the Wuhan lab.
There you go. And Rand Paul, just continue on. Stay after him. Price of oil on the way this morning. Morning show being brought to you by Chance Materials, reminding you every project begins with a solid foundation. Chance Materials, your affordable, very affordable, ready-mix concrete provider. No matter what the project is, they can take care of your small project. They treat you really nice, great customer service. Large project, they treat you really nice. See, it doesn't matter how much money you spend with them. They just give great customer service. That's what they do. ChanceMaterials.com for more information. 575-363-3240. Go to the website this morning and or give them a call. Plants in Roswell and Carlsbad, they're ready to serve you. ChanceMaterials.com. Price of oil up next. Also, we've got the thought for the day. All right, the survey says we're going to spend about $12.2 billion this Halloween. Candy, costumes, decorations, all of it. And the top 10 Halloween costumes for kids. Spider-Man, Princess, Ghost. There you go with the Ghost. Yeah, the sheet with the hoe. I'm just, mainstay. Superhero, Witch, Batman, Barbie, Zombie. I would think Barbie, because of the movie, is going to be moving up on the list. But what is your best Halloween costume ever? I'd love to hear from you. 877-396-W105. Tom on the text, then we'll check oil.
All right. Obama funded the Wuhan labs. This one text is saying, and Biden won't pay his bills on the border to contractors that spent the money, they say. And you know what? I remember my math teacher, John Boyce, saying that this would happen way back in 2007. And shout out to Mrs. Cash Shubalski, who was his teacher back then. And we need to stop all of that money going to all these countries, this texter says, and we need to do it right now, says the texter. And this one, he isn't going to stop them, referring to the president, from coming in because that's his votes that are coming in. That's pork chop this morning.
Well, I mean, that could be, but how sad is that? 6:33, we're going to qualify you for cash on the way. Thought for the day being brought to you by Wakefield Oil, 35 years serving Southeast New Mexico. Mr. Wendell Wakefield packed up the family 35 plus years ago. Brought him here to New Mexico to start Wakefield Oil, and his legacy continues. 35 plus years later, they're still going strong, delivering oil and gas products to the patch. So if you're out in the patch, on-road or off-road, and you got generators that need to be run and equipment that needs to be run, and you need fuel, they've got you covered. Get in touch with them today. Go to wakefieldoil.com. Thought for the day in memory of Mr. Wendell Wakefield. Thought for the day, dieting is easy. It's like riding a bike, and the bike is on fire. And the ground is on fire, and everything is on fire. Because if you eat wrong, you're going to hell. It's my thought for the day this morning. Tom, I think you're going to hell.
Pete, don't say that.
I'm just trying to figure that one out. All right, we're going to get to the price of oil coming up in just a second. Store worker killed in western Otero County. Suspect is now in custody.
Mm-hmm. So
this was at the Mayhill Country Store.
Yes.
And a young lady was shot and killed at the store. Laura McCormick was working at the store. Now, they say weed But Weed and Mayhill are so close together. But they say the store is in Weed, but I thought it was, I've been there several times. I thought it was Mayhill. Man appeared to go inside to pay for gas before shooting and killing McCormick. Local dispatch authority posted the suspect and he was captured by the Otero County Sheriff's Office. And they said they would not release the details at this time. This is a developing story. Her family recently posted that Laura McCormick was working a shift at the weed store this morning and was shot and killed. You may recognize her. They posted a picture of her. She has been working there for more than a year. She leaves behind 2 boys and a husband and stepchildren and many, many friends and family. They respectfully ask for their privacy and their prayers at this time. Many of people have reached out to give donations, and donations can be dropped off at the Mayhill store. Are at the Weed store and Mayhill Cafe. So thoughts and prayers going out to the family, especially the young kids that she leaves behind. And the motive, we don't know at this point. And I would think later on today, the Sheriff's Department will release more information on just that. Tom, on the text, price of oil coming up in a second, 636, Tom.
All right, this text is saying, this is why I say, arm yourself. There's just too many communists coming in at the south border, and get your heads out of your butts, Americans, says the texter.
You know, what we need to do is start yelling.
Mm-hmm.
We need to start yelling and screaming and saying enough in hopes that somebody wakes the hell up and listens. Look, African Americans are waking up. How many times have we played the tapes where they're like, oh, they're getting all the stuff and they worked a day in this country? They're waking up.
Yep.
Democrats usually pander to the African Americans and the African American vote. So if they start screaming loud enough, believe me, the Democrats will listen. That's why they decided they're going to erect, 20 miles of the border wall. It's all you, Tom.
Yeah, okay. So Jody from Lovington. On the question of the day, best costume ever? Well, the best adult costume for a husband and wife is one that they wear the egg costume and the other wear the chicken costume. Can you answer the old, and then you can answer the old age question. So that's kind of funny. And if Brittany Griner was held captive by Hamas, the president would go and get her.
Oh, I mean, LeBron James is being captive. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, we'd be sending in Secret Service. Special services. Yeah.
And
Tom, you ever dressed up for Halloween?
I don't remember.
I remember one year I wore nothing but a potato on a string.
Did you?
Okay.
You're going to have to figure that one out for yourself, okay? Potato on a string.
Potato on a string.
Potato on a string. Potato.
String potatoes?
No.
It's something nasty.
Shoestring potatoes?
It's something nasty.
No. I'll send you a message in a second. We got to get to the price of oil. We'll get to that in a second. Morning show being brought to you by Narstar Laundry. One-stop shop for all your laundry needs. Dry cleaning, starching, wash, dry, and fold. They do all of that stuff. You can find them in Carlsbad and in Loving. Now, if you want to take the time, spend your entire weekend wash, drying, and folding, and then starching your clothes up, you can do all that yourself and waste your entire weekend, or you can just drop them off to Narstar Laundry. Find them in Carlsbad at 609 West Lee Street, 604 West Church Street, or you can find them in Loving at 406 West Cedar. Palestinian Hamas terrorist group has called for Muslims worldwide to stage a day of jihad, our holy war, coming up this Friday the 13th. Of course, Friday the 13th, October 13th, historically is known for scary movies,
right,
and stuff like that.
And did you know, B, that if 13th falls on a Friday and the Bulldogs play on that, they move Halloween to the next day?
Boy, you're a one-trick pony. By the way, that would be if it falls on Halloween day.
Yes.
If it falls, not the 13th.
I'm sorry, the Halloween night.
I'm talking about Friday the 13th, this Friday the 13th.
Well, they will play this Friday night.
I mean, you came close. You came close. You put the bat out there, but it wasn't even close for the bunt. Wasn't even close.
That was in
Not
the
like
neighborhood.
you knock it out of the park. It was an epic fail, is what it was. Oh. So they're calling for a day of jihad.
Ooh.
Russ, what does jihad mean?
Holy war.
Holy war. So they're saying a day of holy war.
I did some research yesterday.
Yeah.
And then actually watched a couple of things that was supposed to explain what I was researching. I did not realize that in the way Hamas, and there's different interpretations of the Quran. Okay. Hamas's 700-year-old interpretation of it believes that until there is a war that either they all get killed in or they kill all the Jews in, their day of reckoning and going to heaven doesn't happen. So in their religion, this war has to happen whether they win or lose. That's the only end.
Well, Netanyahu says he's going to eradicate every one of them. And you know what's really troubling? Now they're saying Hamas is ISIS.
Very well.
Who did we hand over all kind of guns to, and all kind of rockets and billions of dollars, pallets of money? ISIS.
Who was it we left all those weapons behind for?
ISIS. Yeah, ISIS.
Let's see who funds ISIS. I think that's Iran, isn't it?
It would be the terrorists, Iran.
Who'd we just give $6 billion to?
We did, and as we played the cut yesterday, it wasn't enough that we were giving up 5 people to receive 5 people. We had to give them $6 billion on top. And I mean, it would be bad enough that we gave, a head for head. Okay, you give us 5 and we'll send you 5. That's not bad enough that we're going to throw on top another $6 billion on top of that. Somebody is a terrible negotiator. Terrible negotiator.
We don't negotiate with terrorists. Isn't that what we're supposed to know?
Well, we're sending terrorist negotiators to get our people back right now. We're negotiating with terrorists. That's a thing of the past, Tom. All right, price of oil this morning being brought to you by Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers. They have offices in Texas, Oklahoma, and in Hobbs, New Mexico. They were hiring, and they have hired everybody that they need at this point. Reason why people are flocking to Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers, best benefit package in the industry, and top pay. Great place to work. Drug-free employer. Also, of course, equal opportunity employer. You can always find out about them at greatoilfieldjobs.com. 644, Tom.
West Texas Intermediate, $84.48. Brent crude at 87.01, and the price of natural gas this morning, $3.38.
AOC denouncing the cheering, people calling Hamas a terrorist organization. She said it's unacceptable and harmful. No, we'll call them exactly what they are. They are a terrorist organization.
Yeah.
No doubt. All right, one more story, and then I got to get to Carrie Jean-Pierre talking about Maganomics. Now they're inventing the word Bidenomics, Maganomics. I'll get to that coming up. But something happened yesterday. A Biden-appointed judge ruled on the Governor Lujan Gresham's updated anti-gun order. Tom, you read about this story?
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
So the shocking development, U.S. District Judge David Urales is given the green light for enforcement of the public health order that was suspends the right to carry guns in public parks and playgrounds in the metropolitan area of Albuquerque. The decision comes in response to a gun right advocate request to block the temporary firearms restriction during the ongoing legal challenge. Far-left Governor Michelle Lujan Gresham sees this as a triumph as the public health order continues. And when it comes to parks and playgrounds, no guns allowed. Now, I'm trying to figure out how this will prevent or help prevent any illegal activities. So what you've just done is just the criminals have guns now. I would think that they're going to take this to a higher court, and I would take it all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. U.S. employers covering weight loss drugs nearly doubled in 2024. That's what they're saying. More and more companies are paying for weight loss drugs. Yeah, we know there's several new weight loss drugs that are out there, and the companies are actually paying for them. And the reason they're paying for them, Tom, is what's the reason why a company would pay for the weight loss drug?
Because they can make a lot of money.
How is the employer making a lot of money?
Well,
when they're shelling out money for the weight loss drugs.
I mean, so they get their employees to work. I mean, real.
A healthy employee is a good employee.
Yep.
They miss less days of work, and they healthier they are. Productivity goes up. That's why. Thank you so much. So they can make money. 2 students accused of bringing guns to Albuquerque schools will remain in custody until their trial. 17-year-old and an 18-year-old. Police arrested Omar Martinez, 18 years old, and a unnamed 17-year-old after their guns were found at West Mesa High. They will remain locked up in juvenile detention until their trial. Now, the 18-year-old, Tom, what's the legal age? 18, right?
Supposed to be, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know why they don't lock him up. Don't put him in the juvenile detention center. That sends a bad message. All right, Arch Manning did something yesterday. You got to hear this story. It's pretty awesome. And Yellowstone, well, it's called Lawman, a offshoot of Yellowstone. Well, from Taylor Sheridan, the creator of Yellowstone. We'll talk about that. And a New Mexico man sentenced for the murder of his wife. We'll get to those stories up next. Tom on the text, and then we're coming back with Carrie Jean-Pierre and Maganomics. That's a new one, Maganomics.
Russ Haters chiming in. Tom has worn that same stupid, ugly mask all of his life. Don't think there's anything ugly or scary out there, B, says the texter. Okay. And no guns allowed. Really, that will stop the criminals, says the texter. And the Iraq and Iran. What's that, B?
That's not going to stop the criminals. And here, the sad reality, there are no playgrounds in park. The homeless people have already invaded those. Yeah, they've taken them over. That's the sad thing.
And the Iraq and Iran, the USA funded and armed both sides. Desert Storm, says the texter. Now we fund and arm Israel and Iran. The USA always profits off war and defense, says the texter. And
one thing I don't want, I want to support Israel. I don't want American troops on the ground. I don't want our troops on the ground, period. anywhere.
This texter says, and let them sand guys come over and we'll give them their jihad, says the texter.
Thank you, Tom. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Carrie Jean-Pierre, changing the word Bidenomics to meganomics. And she's blaming the deficit on the Republicans, the meganomics.
Of course.
Here's the cut. Listen to this. I don't know how you can blame the Republicans. You have the Senate. You have the president. The whole cabinet of Democrats and belong to Joe Biden. How the hell are you going to blame the Republicans?
Deficit totaled $1.7 trillion, which is an increase from $300 billion from last year. Why did the deficit increase the U.S. economy?
By the way, next time Biden says that he lowered the deficit, they just said, and she didn't correct him, $1.7 trillion increase. Here we go.
It's doing so well, as President Biden has said.
So a couple of things. As you know, the president has, when it comes to the deficit, he has done a record amount of work in reducing the deficit, as you just laid out. One of the things that we have seen is that congressional Democrats continue to do the trickle-down economics, which we know it doesn't work, right? You've heard us call meganomics, right? And so it has increased the deficit. It has increased even more than we had.
Own it. It's yours. You're the ones that did it. It's yours. Just own it. I would actually have more respect for you if you actually just own it. Just say we tried something and it didn't work. I would respect that. Same thing with Kamala Harris. Same thing, talking about things are awesome.
The other point I'll make here is it is a false choice to say that we either care about reducing the climate crisis or the economy. We can do both, and we're proving we can.
By the way, you're doing both of them, and it's terrible. It is just terrible. All right, national anthem and the pledge on the way. We're going to qualify people for cash. We're being on the Breakfast Club morning show being brought to you by Main Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without Main Trailer Sales. Go by and talk to David or Freddie today. They've been in business almost 70 years now. 70 years. And their number one thing that they do so well, that's why people keep coming back. That's why families keep coming back over and over and over. Dad bought his RV from Main Trailer Sales. Now the kids are buying it. People just keep coming back because they treat them so nice. And they get a fair price. They get superior product and always service after the sale. Fifth wheels, travel trailers, ultralights, they're all up on the website. New and pre-owned, up on the website, maintrailersalesinc.com, 575-622-1751. Don't go camping without Main Trailer Sales. I tell you what, Arch Manning, like him, hate him, the Manning family, to me, the Manning family, class act. They really are. I didn't care for a Louisiana guy going to Texas, but he's there. He's the third-string quarterback, and he just gave a boatload of money away.
I saw that.
$102,000. He signed an agreement with, is it called Pania Card Company?
Yes.
And he donated all that money to the Ronald McDonald Charities in Central Texas.
Wow, B.
The Mannings aren't hurting for money. This guy's a college kid.
Freshman.
Doing something like that is phenomenal. I mean, I don't hear about the number one guy making the most money, and when it comes to NIL, you know who the number one guy is?
I'm going to say Sanders.
Yeah, Sanders, the quarterback of the Buffaloes. I don't hear about him giving them his money to charity.
He's done something, B. I just don't know what.
Well, go ahead and find it. Go ahead on the internet and you find it and you let me know about it.
Besides, they don't got to do anything anyway.
But well, I'm just saying, go ahead and find it. You said he did it. Go find it. Back it up.
I said, I think he did something.
No. You said he did, so go ahead and find it.
I'll find it.
Yeah, please do. And then come back at me in just a little bit. Right now, read the text. 877-396-W105. 5 minutes away from 7.
All right. Texter says, Jihad, you try that crap in a small town, says the text. And we shall not be infringed. This one text says this message. And Destinet Caverns Armory. I guess those teenagers didn't read the government, rather the governor's public health order.
No, they didn't read it.
Yeah.
You're right, Dustin.
And prayers for my coworker. His parents are in Israel. I mentioned earlier this morning that a couple from Eunice are there and trying to get out. And this one, the text says, Tom, did you eat all that chicken from Church's Chicken? I was there Monday night. I do ball games. And yes, I did stop, but it was grilled chicken.
Sure it was. Sure it was.
Anyway.
They probably don't even have grilled chicken.
There you go. Well, I ate it. I can't eat heavy when I'm fixing to go umpire. Then I feel
I ate the whole thing. He might fall asleep again standing up and get hit by the ball. Yep. Man sentenced to 14 years in prison. More than a decade ago, this guy killed his wife. Sentenced to 14 years in prison for murdering his wife back in 2022. And they're saying that he had a knife and stabbed her multiple times, stabbed himself 3 times. And, he stabbed himself. So, Mr. Archuleta, you are going to prison for 14 years. By the way, after he gets out of 5 years of supervised probation. And Lawman is going to be the next big series. Taylor Sheridan coming out with Lawman. It is going to be a big-time show. They say could be bigger than Yellowstone. Lawman starring Bass Reeves. Bass Reeves. It's going to be a Western. And people that like Yellowstone will love this. It's going to be on Paramount Plus later this year. So, Russ, get ready. Mark that on your calendar. November 5th. Lawman, starring Bass Reeves. Check it out for yourself. All right, 877-396-W105B on the Breakfast Club. Quick check of the weather being brought to you by your Mountain Getaway. Mayhill, New Mexico. Beautiful Mayhill. New owner Scott and Jamie Miller say, come on up. Come up to the mountains. It's beautiful this time of the year, and they've got cozy cabins, raised platform campsites, and convenient RV hookups. Find out more information. They have the amenities for large gatherings. They have the amenities to take on like church groups and that type of stuff. So, and if you bring in the kids up there, there's lots of things for the kids to do. High ropes, low ropes. They lots and lots of things for the kids to do. Fishing pond and more. So, you can find them online, camptallpines.com. Follow them on Facebook or give them a call, 575-687-4101. Give them a holler today. Our number 877-396-W105. Go ahead and wrap her up, Tom.
All right, so Toby from Hagerman. Kevin, are you saying lawman or lawmen?
I don't know. I already threw the paper.
Okay. Okay. And Joe Biden and Tom.
I'll do some dumpster diving for you.
And Joe Biden.
Lawman. Lawman. Did I say lawman or lawman?
You said lawman.
So it's multiple men.
Multiple men. And Joe Biden and Tom are afflicted with the same disease, no brainheimers, says the texter. And Smoky in Arizona, good morning, guys. You know what? We're still broke, B. We did not win the lottery, says Smoky.
At least you tried, Smoke.
You tried. Kathy from the Patch saying, thoughts and prayers to the family of Mike Clampett, longtime executive of the Boys and Girls Club there in Hobbs, passed away. He'd been executive director since 2000, affected a lot of young women and young men. Yeah. So, yeah.
I did see that.
Our thought, we actually had him twice on the extended version.
Yeah, he did. And remember, he had said he was slowing down. And, yeah, I do remember that. All right, we got Check of News on the way. We're going to qualify people for cash. I got lots of stuff to get to and lots of stories to get to this morning. Still to come, we're going to, we got flashback about Tlaib crying at the border. John Kirby talking about America's failures. And Netanyahu makes a pretty strong warning. He's not playing around like Joe Biden. Be careful. Be careful. Can you say it a little stronger, Joe? No wonder Hunter turned out to be such a handful. That's probably the way you raise your kids. Be careful. On the way, we'll talk about the Village of Ruidoso suing PNM. We'll talk about that. Bernie Sanders criticizing the Israelis. We'll talk about that. And I saw the story. It's a little out of market, but if you're looking to get a heart scan, there is a hospital in the region that is offering them for $75. I'll tell you what hospital. George Kittle played in the NFL. He's in big trouble. He's a player in the NFL, plays with 49ers, tight end.
Right.
And he just got fined. I'll tell you why he got fined. It's a disciplinary action. And a landlord who killed their renters, hid the bodies, and torched the house, convicted in a jury. We'll talk about that and more coming up this morning. 7:02. Tom, wrap up those texts.
All right. Hey, B, did you ever get the report you were waiting on Tom for? Ask the texter.
Not from him, from Will. He's as useless as tits on a bull.
You know, what does that mean?
You're about as useless as breast on a bull.
You got it. So it was okay. And did you see that?
Not because of you.
Well, it got there. Did you see that couple from Jow?
Don't even get me started. Yeah. I mean, you guys, you want me to be mad?
Don't get him started.
After 3 times.
Don't get him started.
Sending messages.
I tell you what you did.
I still didn't get it.
I tell you what you did. You never did it. You're off, off in the resort islands, partying, getting drunk.
Really?
That's why.
Don't blame your inefficiencies on me.
That's what it was.
And I do mean inefficiencies.
And B, this texter. Did you see that a couple from Jow stuck in Tel Aviv? It's not from Jow. They're from Eunice. So they're trying to get them home.
Yeah, I did see that. We did talk about it.
B, there you go.
All right, 7:03 KWMW Malgemora 105.1 FM. We are B. And the Breakfast Club got a lot of stuff to get to. Quick check of the weather. It is going to be a beautiful weekend, but we got some wind today. 35-mile-an-hour winds, high getting up to about 88. 51 tonight, 30-mile-an-hour winds. 74 for your Friday. Friday night, under the lights, football, 45 across southeast New Mexico. And on Saturday, 70. And really, really nice. Check of the weather this morning being brought to you by Rig Outfitters and the Home Store. Find them. They've got super savings going on this weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And only Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they're offering 10% off all winter wear product. Hoodies, jackets, thermals, face masks, insulated gloves, beanies. Look, you're going to need all that later on next year. And you just soon take 10% off at Rig Outfitters. This is not for FR and non-FR products. A huge amount of inventory of non-FR jackets and hoodies and all kind of other stuff. So 10% off all winter wear products going on at Rig Outfitters. Check them out today, and check while you're there. Check out the big TVs and the furniture, the appliances. Talk to them about the zero down financing. And right next door is Scrub Outfitters, the largest selection of scrubs. If you're in the medical field looking for medical scrubs, they have the big name brands like Healing Hands, Medcouture, Peaches, Dickies, and others. They've got the cute compression socks, also got the comfy shoes. Scrub Outfitters, Rig Outfitters, and the Broadmoor Mall. We're going to take a break. We're going to qualify you for the cash. 7:05. We're W105 News this morning. Being brought to you by Janco Janitorial. Find them in Artesia right there on Main Street. They're your full-service commercial janitorial company specializing in window cleaning, office cleaning, floor stripping, and waxing. They also do cleaning, industrial cleaning, and they will clean out in the patch. Now, if you don't need them to do the cleaning, but you need cleaning supplies, professional, commercial-grade cleaning supplies, that's not a problem. They have all the cleaning supplies you'll ever need, and they will deliver them to you. Get in touch with Amber this morning, 575-703-1869, or go to the website, jancojanitorial.com. 7:06, let's qualify folks for the cash. Coming right back, a look at news next on W105.
New Mexico Junk Masters presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money.
I want it now.
Call in now to win.
NTD Radio News being brought to you by Griffin's Electric, serving Carlsbad for over 15 years. Griffin's Electric, bringing you the news. Call Jeremy today, 575-200-8812.
Griffin's Electric, a local contractor in Carlsbad, is looking to hire experienced electricians. Employees will work 40 to 50 hours a week with weekends off, will receive competitive pay, 10 paid holidays, paid time off, and yes, health insurance is available. Please email resumes to griffinsElectric@gmail.com or call 575-200-8812. That's 575-200-8812. Griffin's Electric is a locally sourced business that supports strong family and community values.
NTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. Weather's been great for the balloon fiesta, but a forecast from the National Weather Service means there's a possibility the balloons won't fly this morning. Officials say if the weather doesn't cooperate, there still will be activities to enjoy. Flying conditions are checked each morning with predictions of an incoming cold front. It's possible there could be too much wind to fly today, but spectators won't know for sure until the morning's pilot briefing session that was scheduled for early this morning. If the balloons can't fly, officials say they'll try for a static display of balloons. Today is the special shape rodeo. A federal court's ruled that Robert Nelson will spend 30 years in prison for shooting a New Mexico state police officer back in 2020. That shooting happened when state police officer Sharon Duran conducted a traffic stop on the side of I-40 near the Laguna Pueblo. September 12, 2020, Nelson traveling through New Mexico when he was pulled over for tailgating his parents' trailer. Officer Duran approaching his car, and Nelson immediately opened fire, hitting her 3 times. She spoke to the court yesterday about how she was just trying to do her job, and Nelson never gave her that chance. The median home in Eddy County listing for over $302,000 in September, down 2.7% from the previous month's $310,883. An analysis of data from Realtor.com shows compared to September 2022, the median home list price increased 21.4% from $249,000. These statistics only pertain to houses listed for sale in Eddy County, not houses that were sold. Eddy County's median home was 1,892 square feet, listed at $154 per square foot. That's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, NTD Radio News.
You know what makes me sick? You know what makes me so mad? I just want to play ping pong with baby mice. I know. I'm angry and slightly warped, too. Here's my thing today. I got more man rules. I'm like the Mr. Miyagi of manly testosterone-based knowledge. Now, all you men out there, you're my grasshoppers. Now, these are general rules of thumb for men. You might want to take notes. If you're a real man and not some mamby-pamby metrosexual ladyboy, if the convenience store don't have it, you don't need it. And speaking of real men, just because we say, how you doing, don't mean we actually want to know. Any real man that ever took a trip with his family knows you never buy a vehicle so big you can't reach back and smack a kid. Some more man rules. If you get first pick, take Superman. Road signs, relax. If they really wanted you to stop, they'd have put a light there. If you own more than 3 pairs of shoes, what the hell is wrong with you? If you're angry, always count to 10 before acting. Unless you're going to smack somebody, do that on 3. On Real Men Female Psychology, it's never really about the toilet seat. It's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog, unless it's a really big dog. Last real man rule for today. If you ever run into one of them snooty high society chicks in a bar, and she goes, "Hey, buddy, my eyes are up here," just say, "Yeah, but I don't want to squeeze your eyes." Wake up, America! Those are real man rules for the day. Write them down. There will be a test. Every day for the rest of your life, there will be a test. I'm Earl Pitts American.
If you need an aggressive, experienced personal injury attorney who is honest and true, you need to get the Gorilla.
So I'm 23 years old. I worked at a warehouse, and I took an injury which caused the amputation of my right leg. I was approached by a specific firm, and they turned my case down within 5 minutes. I was told to come visit the Gorilla Law Firm, and immediately they saw potential in my case. And I tell you what, Gorilla Law Firm had my back when no one else did. The Gorilla Law Firm made me a multi-millionaire. And if you're injured, you call the Gorilla Law Firm too.
The Gorilla Law Firm, 3130 North Grimes and Hobbs, or call 575-964-2720.
Kawasaki Mule side-by-sides are built to handle the toughest tasks. From the compact Mule SX to the full-size Mule Pro FXT. No matter the task, there's a perfect Mule side-by-side to help get the job done. For over 30 years, we've stayed committed to 3 words. When it comes to rugged Mule side-by-sides, those 3 words are trust, tried, and true. Find your Kawasaki Mule today at Garner's Motorsports, 320 North Del Paso and Hobbs.
Get ready for the 21st annual Jalorama, Saturday, October 21st at Jal Lake Park. Brought to you in part by ConocoPhillips and Devon Energy. Jalorama is a full day of fun featuring a car show where you can see Ray Stinger's Nitro Funny Car on display, a chili cook-off, rib challenge. There'll be booths to shop, food booths to grab a bite at, plus enjoy the Jalorama games, and the day ends with a public dance that evening from 7 to 11 p.m. All chili cook-off and rib challenge cooking begins at 8 a.m. with judging and awards that afternoon. Entry fee for car show or cooking challenge is $25 in advance or $30 the day of the show, with proceeds to support local charities. Early registration paid before October 13th gets a free Jalorama t-shirt. For vendor or food booth information, call 575-308-9667. That's 308-9667. Make plans to bring the family to Jal Lake Park, Saturday, October 21st for the 21st annual Jalorama.
B and the Breakfast Club in the morning, W105.
Learn from yesterday, live for today, and have hope for tomorrow.
Live and local, B and the Breakfast Club. Call now, 877-396-W105. B and the Breakfast Club.
I'm tired of being quiet. 877-396-W105, BN, the Breakfast Club, another day. You almost caught me by surprise. I was getting my GoPro out because tomorrow, guess what, Tom? Going to another island. Sorry if that upsets you for whatever reason.
So which island are you going to tomorrow?
I have no idea. The wife did the whole thing. So I have no idea. But I know I need to get the GoPro ready. All right, 7:14. It is going to be a windy day today. I'll keep you updated with a complete forecast. I'll get to that coming up this morning. We've got National Anthem and the Pledge still to come.
We've got taking out trash, things that happened on this date in history, and more. Question of the day, what is the best Halloween costume that you've ever seen? I'd love to hear from you. 877-396-W105. Looks like a study finds that complete list of the top 5 best Popeyes menu items include their chicken number 1, whatever that is. Heated debate, and people are deciding what's the best Popeyes. For me, best thing that Popeyes has on the menu is when they have the full-size shrimp. I don't eat a whole bunch of I eat grilled chicken. I don't eat a whole bunch of fried chicken. But, yeah, the fried shrimp, I'm down with that. New study says that over 80% of dog owners say they give supplements to their pooch, which is really kind of funny nowadays because same people say that they haven't taken a multivitamin since their parents gave it to them in the Flintstones. But they give vitamins to their pooches. Tom, you don't take vitamins, but do you give the cats supplements?
No, they don't need no supplements.
They don't need those supplements. I mean, I barely got them vaccinated. What the hell are you talking about? Come on, Pete. Go on. I mean, please. Steve Scalise is the Speaker of the House. So Jim Jordan gets packing. I had never heard of this sexual predator allegations against Jim Jordan. I'm going to be honest. I've never heard of that. I will do a story coming up on that this morning. And this dates back to the 80s and the 90s when he was a coach at Ohio State. I didn't know he was a coach at Ohio State either. Mm-hmm. So dating back that far, 80s and 90s, and some stories were calling him a sexual predator. You would think if he was a sexual predator, he'd have kept on doing what he was doing. But Steve Scalise is the Speaker. I mentioned it early this morning. I was troubled when the first thing Steve Scalise started talking about is helping Israel. I was very, very troubled. We need to help America at this point. That's who we need help. All right, 17 after the hour of 7. We are B and the Breakfast Club. Morning show being brought to you by Roadrunner Grill and Barbecue. Yes, and barbecue. They now have barbecue. In fact, they're in the location that used to be called Touchdown Barbecue. So they have the same great menu, lunch and breakfast, except now they have barbecue, which is pretty cool. So stop by and see them. New location, 811 West Main in Artesia. Brand new number. Make sure and you note this number, 736-2593. Call them today. Order in advance. There's lots of folks in the patch that will order meals for everybody working on location. They can provide barbecue. They can provide breakfast or lunch for the entire crew. Call in advance, though. 736-2593, Roadrunner Grill and Barbecue. Make sure and visit them at their brand new location, 811 West Main in Artesia. Check them out today. High today, 83, but it will be windy. We got about 35-mile-an-hour winds. Most of that wind kicking in by this afternoon. So it won't be until this afternoon. Federal Trade Commission is proposing a new rule that seeks to eliminate junk fees. So Biden was very hyped about these junk fees yesterday. In the meantime, we have over 20 Americans being held hostage in Israel by these Hamas terrorists, but we're getting rid of the junk fees for you. All those hidden costs are expected to be gone. I can't wait, but I'll believe it when I see it. That's the approach I will have. And the daughter of Mary Lou Retton saying that her mom is still fighting this morning and in intensive care with a very rare form of pneumonia. So she is still with us and still fighting very, very hard. Sergio Brown was arrested in connection with his mother's death weeks after she went missing. He is a former football player in the NFL. That name rings a bell, Tom?
Well,
Sergio Brown?
Kinda. I remember him back in the day when he played for Notre Dame.
Sergio Brown?
Yeah.
So have you found the money that Deion Sanders' son gives to charity?
No, I haven't found it yet. I haven't researched it yet because I've been busy.
Well, I thought you'd have it for me already.
Well, next break.
Oh, I get it. Okay, I get it. It'll be just like the email. I get it. I mean, eventually, maybe. I mean, if we were counting on you for this, yeah, then it still wouldn't be up, and we'd get a $10,000 fine.
It's easy
so,
to find out. I'll go on the internet right quick.
Yeah, I'll be waiting for you. All right, text line open 877-396-W105. It looks like the Village of Ruidoso suing PNM. We'll get updated on that story next.
All right, so the best Halloween costume I've ever seen is Joe Biden, because it ain't every day you see a clown costume that good, says the text.
I've seen the scariest Halloween costume on one of the political cartoons. It's a little boy and a little girl. They kind of look like Biden and Kamala, and they're holding a little sign that says, "We're Biden and Harris, and we're running for re-election." And then the caption says, "Is this not the scariest Halloween costume you've ever seen?"
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, those two getting reelected is probably one of the scariest things that's more scary than Michael Myers. I mean, it really is. I mean, that's scary as hell. All right, Netanyahu delivering a message to Hamas, and he's not playing around like Joe Biden.
Will die, and it's important.
Wait, let me start that over and just say that Netanyahu, that's an interpreter for Netanyahu.
Every Hamas operative will die, and it's important. We are fighting in full force in all theaters. Now we are on the offensive. Every Hamas operative will die. Hamas is ISIS. We will crush them and get rid of them.
And you know what? I believe that. Netanyahu used to, before he became president the first time,
right,
ran what is equivalent to our CIA. So this guy, he's a bad son of a buck. And if he says they're going to do it, I count on him to do it. I do. John Kirby, of course, is top advisor to Joe Biden, was asked a question yesterday. Our actions could be found to have led to these attacks by Hamas. Here's the question and his answer.
Who bears responsibility for that?
You know something, Jackie? There's going to come a time when it's appropriate for us to take a look back retrospectively and see what the intel picture showed us or didn't show us, whether there's any gaps that need to be closed. There's going to be a time for that. And I suspect that our Israeli counterparts will do the same thing. Now's not that time.
Yeah, I would think the Israelis will do the same thing, and I bet as soon as you gave that $6 billion and the prisoner exchange, they went, "Oh, this is not going to be good. This is not going to be good." I played the clip yesterday of Donald Trump saying this is not going to end well, and so I'm sure they will be looking at it. For sure. Tom, what do you know about the lawsuit that was handed down yesterday? Now, this lawsuit, Village of Ruidoso, suing PNM as part of that their line sparked that devastating McBride fire. What more do you know?
Well, what it is that they're saying that they want to collect for natural resources that were used up, also collect for the damage done to the Ruidoso roadways because of all the fire that was going on. And really what this is about is letting PNM know, look, you guys, when that power line fell over into the forest fire, it was a very dry situation, and they're asking, hey, we need compensation for all of this. And so that's what this PNM lawsuit is all about.
And I'm going to be honest, when we have natural disasters, and that's exactly what I mean. Wind was blowing 70 to 80 mile an hour. How does PNM prevent that fire? Turn the electricity off? I mean, that would be the only way to prevent it. And then you'd have people, complaining that you turned electricity off.
Right.
So I don't know how to prevent that, and so I don't.
And
if I was on the jury, I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I could hand that money over.
And the other thing is, and I don't know if, and I'm sure they do it in their own way, but how about in that area where the forest thinned or not? So
I was it cleaned? I have no idea, but I mean, the only way to prevent that fire is to turn electricity off.
Yeah.
So when the power line falls, there is no electricity to start the fire. So, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. But they are suing. And did you see how much money they're asking?
No.
You didn't see a
figure?
They didn't put a number on it?
No, I didn't see any figure on it.
I don't see. It's probably going to be a substantial amount of money because about 6,000 acres burned.
And 200 homes were destroyed in that fire too.
Yeah.
And
so
the tragic thing about it, 2 people were also killed in that fire.
Yes. All right, 727. Bernie Sanders criticizing Israelis' offensive in Gaza, calling it a serious violation of international law. Bernie Sanders. Are you kidding me? Did you see the decapitation of babies' heads?
Sorry. Sorry scene.
I mean, and now you're going to be bitching and moaning about Israel going into Gaza and leading an offensive. I'm going to be honest. If I was running the troops, we're going to wipe out the entire West Bank. Everywhere. Sorry, that's just me. If you need a heart scan and can't afford a heart scan, there is a regional hospital is offering to do heart scans for $75. And I saw this and I thought, we usually don't do a whole bunch of Midland, Odessa, but according to the CDC, every year 700,000 people die in the United States from some type of heart disease. And Medical Center of Midland is offering a heart scan for $75.
Wow.
They'll do, the average cost is about $1,000 to get a CT scan and blood work and cholesterol and all that stuff. And they're going to do this for $75. Now, if you got to schedule an appointment, and you can go to mchodessa.com/heart scan. Tom, I would go get this done if I was you.
I'm just an hour away. I think I'll go.
Yeah, I would go get that done. All right, we'll talk about the 49er player that's in trouble. We'll get to that coming up next. 728, we're going to take out the trash. Morning show being brought to you by my buddy Randy Pettigrew. He is your state representative in District 61 and has been running now for his 3rd term. CPAC, the #1 conservative PAC out there, has given him an A+ rating. They don't give A+ ratings out if you're not a real conservative. So they look at Randy's voting record. They look for everything he stands for, and they give him an A+ rating. We need Randy back in Santa Fe. And I'll just say it, look, campaigns do not run on fairy dust. They do not. It takes a substantial amount of money to run a advertising campaign even for a state representative campaign. So if you could, and you like everything that Randy has done, please, if you can contribute, you can do that on the website, RandallPettigrew.com. If you need help with anything, RandallPettigrew.com. All the contact information is there. Taking out the trash on the way. Tom on the text. We'll talk about the 49ers player. He's in big trouble. He got fined. We'll talk about that. And 2 Guatemala immigrants found were killed. 3 others among the Honduran man wounded. We'll get to that in a sec.
The text says, you would hope with everything going on in the world and the U.S. giving support to everyone that we would be working overtime to keep our own supply of beans and bullets and Band-Aids in stock. So we don't get caught on the short end of the stick. This texter is saying. And Tom, Jody,
yeah, I mean, if me or you were president, that would, hey, we got to ramp this up. You know, months ago, I'd be like, we sold off the oil reserves. We need to ramp that up because those ships don't run on fairy dust either. But Joe Biden's president. Tom?
And Jody from Lovington. Tom is further than 1 hour from Lovington to Midland. Well, it takes me about an hour. And, the scan is $75, but what's the cost and results appointment cost, says the text.
Everything is $75. That's what the story said.
I'm going to go. Why not? And Buddy says, better get right with Jesus because the end of the time is near. Says
it looks
Buddy.
like it is near.
It is near.
All right, Tom, well, I'm doing the next couple stories. Go ahead and find the story about the Sanders kid and how much money he's giving away. 7:31, we are beyond the Breakfast Club, taking out trash, being brought to you by Trash Eaters. They do residential trash pickup. You can find them online at trash-eaters.com. Friendly reminder from Trash Eaters, give to the Lovington Animal Shelter. They desperately need volunteers, and they desperately need monetary donations so they could spay and neuter the animals and ship them off to a no-kill facility. Their direct line, 575-552-3669. Get in touch with them today. Taking out trash, I'm kind of surprised, kind of bothered that everybody that posted up on Instagram and social media about their support for Black Lives Matters do not have the same support for Israel, with decapitated bodies of babies all over the place. But they dang sure carried the water for Black Lives Matters. 1,200 people dead in Israel. Where are you, Beyonce? Where are you, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? Just to name a couple. Kylie Jenner. Just to name a couple. You carried the water for Black Lives Matters. Where are you now? Just wondering. Just wondering. Or maybe you'll take part in the big Friday the 13th Holy War demonstration. I don't know, but you haven't said anything about Israel. I'm just wondering. Taking out trash this morning, being brought to you by our buddies at Trash Eaters. Things that happen on this date in history on the way. This woman is, she can turn it on. I tell you what, she's a crier. She's a faker. When she was asked about the babies being decapitated in Israel, if she can condemn Hamas, she wouldn't condemn them. But she sure cried when it came to kids being kept in cages. Flashback to Representative Tlaib in 2019.
Mr. Chairman, it needs to be noted into record. I spoke to CPB agents, even though they told us not to speak to them too. Remember that? And I said, what do you think we need to do because you guys are overwhelmed?
Yeah, I mean, but, when it came time to the babies being decapitated, I mean, let me just say this much. The Biden cages, they didn't kill any kids. But we got 40-plus babies that were decapitated by these animals known as Hamas that Tlaib backs. She couldn't condemn them. How is it that you can't condemn these animals? You know what's great? That we actually have the internet and we can do flashbacks just to remind people, hey, you're not fooling me today. By the way, Black Lives Matters, I had another cut, but I didn't use it. Black Lives Matters Los Angeles, talking about colonialism and the whole deal, and we need to eradicate Israel. And so here's the cut from 2015. Black Lives Matters founder talking about we need to eradicate Israel.
The other thing I'll say is Palestine is our generation South Africa. And if we don't step up boldly and courageously to end the imperialist project that's called Israel, we're doomed.
Yeah, they need to eradicate Israel. Thank you so much. Yeah, the three founders of Black Lives Matter. By the way, they have done fairly well for themselves. They really have. I mean, it's pretty awesome what they've done for themselves because they didn't help anybody else. They didn't help one black kid, but they darn sure helped themselves. Congratulations. 735. Tight end, George Kittle. 49ers tight end is getting fined. Wore a T-shirt Sunday night versus the Cowboys containing profanity. It was a blue T-shirt with white letters. Now, he did hide two words, but it's a four-letter word, starts with an F. And so he's fined. I don't know how they come up with this, but he's fined $10,927. Just do what you got to do on the field. Oh, the 49ers did. But I guess he was trying to get a message across. Message heard. Cowboys will play you at some point later in the season. 2 Guatemalan immigrants were killed and 3 others, along with a Honduran man, were wounded in a shooting in northern Mexico near the U.S. border that appeared to involve the Mexican army soldiers. Prosecutors in the northern state are saying that the army has turned over 4 soldiers to testify in this case. Survivors told authorities they were headed to the border wall in a truck with a ladder to climb over the wall right to the United States when they came under fire by the Mexican military. And a landlord who killed his renters and then hid their body as he torched the house, convicted by a jury yesterday, and the jury did not buy his defense. Michigan landlord shot one of the tenants dead, then chased down the other one and strangled the other tenant, and then torched the house as a way of covering up the murders. He's going to jail for the rest of his life. Things that happen on this date in history, we're going to get to that up next, Tom. Our number 877-396-W105.
And the texter says this morning, you know what? The CIA...
Wait, the texter saying something?
Well, the CIA and the FBI should be taking notice and names of all those idiots that are supporting Hamas in America. Did you see yesterday be the students from Yale and Harvard and some of the other liberal colleges?
Oh, man, look, support like this has been going on in America since the 60s. And the hippies grew up and became professors and started spouting all this off.
They did. And now, some of those colleges are saying that, you know, once you graduate, we may blacklist you from obtaining employment with some of the bigger firms in the country. So they don't like it at all. They can't tell them what to do, but they sure cannot give them any endorsements. So, all right, but you were asking about Sanders, the quarterback for the Buffaloes. He donates. He's expected to make $10 million in the NIL before his career at Buffalo is over.
$4.5 million is what I saw.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, he gives his money back to the black college that he came from for tuition for kids to go to school there. So that's what he does with some of his money. The quarterback.
How much money? How much money?
It didn't say how much money he gives, but he gives scholarship money. Anyway, by the way,
Whoa. He gives scholarship money.
What? Well, he gives money for the kids.
I mean, is it one kid? Is it hundreds of thousands? Is it $1 million? That just seems like a bunch of BS to me.
Well, you know, he gets money back. That's all that counts.
Give me the source. Go ahead and give me the source.
It was just a generic source. But
Yeah, that's what I figured.
But other topic,
the stuff I put up with.
Well,
non-reliable fake news.
No,
that's what I get.
But on this site that I'm looking at, other quarterbacks, Nick Evers sends his money to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. They don't say how much he sends, but he sends it to him. And your boy out of LSU, Jack Beck, he donates his funds to Dreams Come True. Again, it doesn't say how much they give
not
back.
even at LSU anymore.
Yeah. So there you go.
That TCU.
Yeah.
So
we got a phone call. B, good morning. You're on B and the Breakfast Club.
Yeah. B's such a Sanders hater. He don't donate none of his money. Sends it up there with the Chinese.
Tom said it and can't back it up.
What's that?
So can you back it up?
Yeah. I just told you what he does.
Sanders hater. I'm lost again.
Oh, yeah. Well,
not Bernie Sanders.
He don't like Buffalo.
Shiloh Sanders.
Shiloh. No, Shiloh's the other brother.
I have no hate for anybody in my heart.
Right.
I'm tired of the hype. I am tired of the hype.
But none of these horses that I just told you, they don't list how much money they gave back.
No source. Give me the source. What is the source?
They don't say where the money.
Go ahead and give me the source at the top of the website. It should say the source. Is it Yahoo? Is it Google? Is
Yahoo.
it?
I just texted his name and the source came up. So and other athletes who give to
yes.
NIL.
Dude, you can't do better than that, Lion. I mean, I would expect much better from a big-time liar. I would. I expect. Maybe it's just me, but I expect much better.
I ain't got no reason to defend him.
So what's the source?
Didn't really say.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Anybody else goes do research and there's no source. Ross, what about you? You do research and there's never a source.
Oh, no. Unless I made it up.
I typed in his name.
Exactly. Thank you.
I typed in his name and it came up. That's all there is to it.
Sure. Whatever. God bless you. Things that happen on this date in history being brought to you by Train It New Mexico. 96% passing rate and just 1 week to get your CDL. 96% of people that take the test pass with 1 week of training. 25 years of training and staff development. They have the experience, and they're passing it on to others. A lot of people are skeptical because it is a 1 week training. And the best way to explain it, they have very small class sizes. And so there's lots of one-on-one training and lots of time behind the wheel. Based in Roswell, mention B in the Breakfast Club, save $100. 575-840-9555. Get in touch with them today. Train It New Mexico. Things that happen on this date in history. Columbus was done sailing the ocean blue and landed in the Bahamas in 1492. See to where I got with that ocean blue? Yeah, 1492. One woman publicly flogged for involvement in politics in make that 1681. What is flogging, Tom?
It depends on how you use it.
Last time I checked, flogging was like when they spanked you.
Yeah.
President Grant ordered the largest ever roundup of KKK members in 1871. Celebration of the 400th anniversary of Columbus discovering America. The first time ever in 1892. And John Dillinger escaped from jail in Allen County, Ohio, with the help of his gang in 1933. President Roosevelt gave on his so-called radio fireside chats, gave one of them where he recommended drafting 18 and 19-year-old men. And but nowadays, 18 and 19-year-old women and men would be the way we'd have to say that. By the way, I was back in 1942. They weren't even thinking that women would be in our military. Looks like America's satellite, Marine 6, took pictures from the North Pole on this date in history. Santa Claus was none too happy. Looks like National Gumbo Day. Tom, what's one of the ingredients? The most important part of making a gumbo
is the sauce.
The sauce? You don't make no sauce. You make a roux.
Oh, well, whatever it is.
Cool, y'all. Kirk Cameron is 53 years old. Best known for?
The Best of Times.
Growing Pains.
Well, the neighborhood.
There wasn't no white guy on Hugh Jackman is 55 years old. Best known for?
The werewolf.
Wolverine.
Same thing.
Carlos Bernard, who played Tony on 24, is 51 years old. Chris Wallace of CNN, stay over there, is 76 years old. And you're not your daddy. His daddy's name was? Tom? Mike Wallace.
Oh, Mike Wallace. That's right.
What's the matter with you? Things that happened on this date in history being brought to you by Train It, New Mexico. Our number 877-396-W105. We're going to get to the national anthem and the pledge coming up in just a second. I was a bit troubled by Steve Scalise, now the Speaker of the House. I was a bit troubled when the first thing that came out of his mouth was, we need to give to Ukraine.
We need to get him out.
Well, wait a second, Biden Jr.
Gave an incredibly powerful address to Congress. And I think people got to see once again what we've been seeing for weeks, and that is just why President Zelensky is inspiring the people of Ukraine and people all around
I have no problem with him inspiring, but I do have a problem with paying for it. I do. And John Fetterman was on the late night show last night, and he actually sounded half intelligent. Amazing, because I've never heard an interview where he sounded intelligent. Maybe he's a night owl. The other interviews are done during the day. Maybe that's part of the problem.
You all should need to know that America is not sending their best and brightest, to Washington, D.C.
No doubt. You're in Washington, D.C. Not the best or the brightest. 7:47. We're taking a break. National anthem and the pledge coming up next. Tom A., you're in charge of the tech.
All right, B. So I found the source that you were looking for. 24/7 Sports says that Chanel Sanders' NIL deal supports the HBCU schools with his barbecue sauce that he puts out. For each bottle that's sold, a portion of the proceeds will go to the Thurgood Marshall College Fund, which supports the 47 historically black
That's
colleges.
all I was looking for
and
is a source.
There you go.
That's it. Now, how much money? Because Arch Manning gave $100,000.
He said for each bottle of that is sold, he gives to the college.
That seems kind of lame.
Yeah, well, I don't know what kind of barbecue sauce it is. I'd sure like to find out, though.
Have you ever bought one of his bottles of barbecue sauce?
I'm sure it's online, though.
So I'm just wondering how many barbecue bottles have been sold.
A bunch, I bet you.
I bet not that many.
He's got his name on.
All right, 77396-W105B on the Breakfast Club. Anything else, Tom?
Yeah, this texter's saying, you know what? We gave all our ammo to Ukraine, and we've been getting ammo from South Korea. Says this texter. He said we gave all. That ain't good at all. So there you go.
That's not good.
B.
All right, a quick check of the weather. We'll do the national anthem and the pledge, 7:49, B on the Breakfast Club. Check of the weather being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction, trusted name in Southeast New Mexico, exceptional construction and siding services. One of the greatest things that a company can do for you is do exactly what they say they're going to do. Yeah, I mean, if they say that they are going to finish the job on Friday, they finish the job on Friday. They do an exceptional job. and less stress for you. That's one of the top things that a company can do for the consumer. Seminole Siding will do just that. Look, they offer metal buildings, the commercial and industrial type. Also, if you got hail damage from the recent storms, you're still dealing with the insurance company, let them come up with a quote and deal with the insurance companies. They could do that for you. 575-391-1430. They do roofs. They do siding, seamless gutters, doors, windows, metal buildings. The list goes on and on. Give them a call this morning, 575-391-1430, or just go to the website, SeminoleSidingAndConstruction.com. Windy this afternoon, 35-mile-an-hour winds by this afternoon.
Ooh.
High temperature today up to 88. 30-mile-an-hour winds tonight down to about 51. 74 tomorrow, and as you're heading to a ball game tomorrow night, clear and about 45. We're going to do our national anthem and the pledge. We'll qualify folks for the cash. That coming up in just a second. Russ Black will give that money away coming up tomorrow. Russ, what time? About 5:06 or so?
Probably somewhere there in the early 5 o'clock hour. If I decide to give it away,
So,
I may keep it. I have some expenses.
I mean, Russ might be ornery, and he's got bills to pay too. I mean, Biden has not been really nice to him, so no, he'll give the money away in the 5 o'clock hour coming up tomorrow. So be listening to the ride with Russ. 7:51, our national anthem and our pledge being brought to you by Rebecca Long. Rebecca has been with Farmers now 40 plus years. And it's amazing. When I do this every morning, I talk about a 19-year-old starting her business. Wow. I mean, a 19-year-old starting her business. I know 19-year-olds that don't even want to get out of bed in the morning. But Rebecca was an overachiever. And, the cool thing is that she loves the business she's in, and she loves helping people. Let her put together a quote for you. 575-393-2661. 40-plus years in the business, can take care of your commercial insurance, your life insurance, home, auto, boat, recreation vehicles, and more. 575-393-2661. She can take care of all your needs in Lee, Eddy, and Chaves County. God bless America. God bless you. 7:52. Here's the national anthem and the pledge on W105.
Good morning. My name is Chase Mazurek. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Carrie Underwood.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets spread glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled
God bless America. God bless you. 6 minutes away from 8 o'clock. We are B and the Breakfast Club. Large prayer this morning being brought to you by Jude Oil, reminding you God is in control.
And a timely verse for the day from Ezekiel. I will show my greatness and my holiness, and I will make myself known in the sight of many nations. Then they will know that I am the Lord.
This is Mike Welsh. With Judah Oil, can you join us in the Lord's Prayer? Our Father, who art in heaven.
Our Father, who art in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
On earth as it is in heaven.
On earth as it is on heaven.
Give us this day our
Give
daily
us
bread.
this day our daily bread.
And forgive us.
And forgive us.
Our trespasses, and we forgive those who trespass against us.
And forgive us as we forgive those who trespass against us.
And lead us not into temptation.
And lead us not to temptation.
But deliver us from evil.
But deliver us from evil.
Amen.
Amen.
57, we are beyond the Breakfast Club. Still a lot of things to talk about this morning. Morning show being brought to you by Atlas Makeup Mirror, atlasmakeupmirror.com. Go to the website. You can order right from the website or call Rebecca Long, 575-631-3189. You can also go to Instagram and Facebook and check out all the cool videos that are up there. A little information about the Atlas Makeup Mirror. It weighs less than 4 pounds, comes in a traveling case, has 3 different mirrors, ×1, ×5, ×10 magnification, and is very bright with LED lights. Go to the website and check it out, atlasmakeupmirror.com. By the way, they've just rolled out the new and improved wall mount mirror and different colors, and 2 different colors now, and it comes with a longer extension wire. So you asked about that, and Rebecca Long, the local inventor, she heard you. So go to the website and check it out, atlasmakeupmirror.com. We're beyond the Breakfast Club. We're coming right back. We're going to give you a chance to qualify for the cash and more. 757 news this morning being brought to you by Ragsdale Law Firm. Luke Ragsdale, the guy that settles the big cases, over $10 million in one case in the Patch, $9 million in a medical malpractice case. This is the guy that settles cases pretty much daily when it comes to car accidents, slip and falls, and that type of stuff. Sometimes you just need a guy that knows his way, number one, around the courtroom, of course, but also how to maneuver and how to talk to the insurance companies. Call Luke today if you've got a case. 575-208-5300 or the Ragsdale Law Firm.com. Coming right back, we're beyond the Breakfast Club at 7:58. Let's qualify, folks, for cash on W105 KWMW Maljamar.
New Mexico Junk Masters presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money. And I want it now.
Call in now to win.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. Weather's been great for the balloon fiesta, but a forecast from the National Weather Service means there's a possibility the balloons won't fly this morning. Officials say if the weather doesn't cooperate, there still will be activities to enjoy. Flying conditions are checked each morning with predictions of an incoming cold front. It's possible there could be too much wind to fly today, but spectators won't know for sure until the morning's pilot briefing session. That was scheduled for early this morning. If the balloons can't fly, officials say they'll try for a static display of balloons Today is the Special Shape Rodeo. A federal court's ruled that Robert Nelson will spend 30 years in prison for shooting a New Mexico State police officer back in 2020. That shooting happened when State Police Officer Sharon Duran conducted a traffic stop on the side of I-40 near the Laguna Pueblo. September 12, 2020, Nelson traveling through New Mexico when he was pulled over for tailgating his parents' trailer. Officer Duran approaching his car, and Nelson immediately opened fire, hitting her 3 times. She spoke to the court yesterday about how she was just trying to do her job, and Nelson never gave her that chance. The median home in Eddy County listing for over $302,000 in September, down 2.7% from the previous month's $310,883. An analysis of data from Realtor.com shows, compared to September 2022, the median home list price increased 21.4% from $249,000. These statistics only pertain to houses listed for sale in Eddy County, not houses that were sold. Eddy County's median home was 1,892 square feet, listed at $154 per square foot. That's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
This Lovington Lady Wildcat Sports Update is being brought to you by City Commissioner David Trujillo. Go Cats!
Lovington City Commissioner David Trujillo is a proud sponsor of Lovington High Lady Wildcats. Every year, the Lady Cats are contending for a district title, and this year is no different. You can count on the Lady Cats fighting for every point. Cheer them on at every game as they fight for a win. The Lady Cats are committed to their community, their fans, and their team. They're great ambassadors for the city of Lovington. Lovington City Commissioner David Trujillo is a proud sponsor of Lovington Wildcat Athletics. Go Wildcats.
The Lovington girls volleyball team swept its season series against Eunice this year, sweeping them 3-0 last Thursday, as the team continues to search for its identity. Interim coach Rachel Faith.
I felt like the girls did a really good job. They had a really intense, exciting, upbeat practice on Wednesday, and I felt that carried over into the Thursday game, which was phenomenal because the girls did a very good job executing on Thursday against Eunice.
The Lady Cats have 4 more non-district games, and she hopes they can build from that and go strong into district play.
I feel we're in a good place right now, and if we can just keep building upon this and just move forward.
The Lady Cats open district October 24th at Goddard.
This Lovington Lady Wildcat Sports Update has been brought to you by City Commissioner David Trujillo. Go Wildcats!
Hey everyone, this is Daniel Bellis at Carlsbad Chevrolet. I want you guys to relax a little bit. I want you to lean back and I'm going to hypnotize you. We're going to buy your vehicles at Carlsbad Chevrolet. We're going to give you top dollar at Carlsbad Chevrolet to buy your vehicles.
Now wake up and bring me your dang car. What's really going on? Bring your cars. You need to get rid of them. I need more. I'm ready to pay you top dollar like I pay the auctions. We need to supplement these new cars that are not coming, and we need them now. That's right here at Carlsbad Chevrolet. No hassles, no commissions, period.
Lucky Health and Safety has an immediate opening for a safety instructor. Experience required. You must be bilingual in English and Spanish and be fully qualified to teach Safeland, H2S Clear, First Aid and CPR classes, and manage ISN accounts. Benefits include 100% paid health insurance, paid vacation and sick leave, monthly and quarterly bonuses, and your home every night. Apply in person, 6210 Lovington Highway, or call Alonzo at 575-492-7777.
As a single mom, it means a lot to me to have a strong banking relationship. With the cost of living as it is, I have to make the most of every dollar I make.
Every member has different wants and needs. That's the basis of relationship-based personal service. A strong credit union is built on strong relationships. Estacado Federal Credit Union, where you are more than a number. You're a member. Federally insured by NCUA.
Take the beautiful drive to Ruidoso and shop Sierra Blanca Motors today. Looking for a fantastic lease option? Check out their 2023 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sahara 4XEs. Score at $52.50 in rebates plus a $7,500 tax credit, a whopping $12,750 in discounts. Are you upside down? Consult the lease experts at Sierra Blanca Motors today. Electric for short drives, gas for long drives. SierraBlancaMotors.com. No gimmicks, no markups, no addendums ever.
Sutherland's of Carlsbad is here for all your home improvement and DIY projects. Visit Sutherlands.com for how-to tips and guides. Skip the hassle. Buy online and pick up in-store for free at 2101 South Canal in Carlsbad. From hardware, lumber, cabinets, and plywood, to fencing, power tools, and furniture. Sutherland's has what you need for the job, plus great financing options. Sutherland's, helping Americans build it better since 1917.
In hometowns such as ours, we depend on our local grocery store to provide for our family, to always have the highest quality products available, to have the freshest and most nutritious
Kevin, we've got a guest coming on after this. I got him online on standby.
The dairy case always full of the variety to meet your family's needs. And to do this, always guaranteeing fair pricing and everyday value. And for 50 years, we depended on Bob's Ritchway for all of this, and they know we depend on them for the next 50 years. Bob's Ritchway, where your grocery dollar will always go farther.
B and the Breakfast Club in the morning, W105.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. And YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, and Facebook live video feed brought to you by Desert Sand Water Well. Online at desertsandsnm.com.
Any questions?
No.
All right, we got the boob of the day coming up in just a second. Good news of the day and more. Be on the Breakfast Club, and a special guest on the line with us this morning at 8:06. Russ.
And this morning we're visiting with Van Myrick. He's the public director for Public Works Director for the city of Jowl and Jowlarama right around the corner. Van, you're on the air. What do we got coming up?
Good morning, and thank you for having me on. Yeah, next Saturday, October the 21st, we have Jowlarama coming up. That's our annual chili and rib cook-off, car show, and this year we're adding a street dance with band Kinfolk coming out of San Antonio, Texas to entertain us, and it's just going to be a great day of fun and lots of vendors and food trucks, and just going to be a great day to come to Jowl America.
What's going to be the location for the event?
It'll be at our Jowl Lake. That's in south end of Jowl. Pretty easy to find, and it's plenty of room, plenty of parking, and look forward to having everybody.
And you still got more room for vendors, or is everything all set up, or do we still have room for more vendors to add to it?
I feel pretty confident that we do have room for more vendors. Miss Tammy Neal with the Yucca Blossom is handling all that for us, and she would be the person to contact if a vendor wanted to come in and participate in the Jowlarama.
And how would they contact them?
You know what? I'm unprepared for that, but if you look on,
you can find Tammy on Facebook,
it has Tammy's contact info.
Yeah, on Facebook, or you can contact Tammy.
Correct.
So what, give everybody the times and locations, I mean, the time of the event and any entries, how would you enter for the car show?
Well, to enter for the car show, you could call the Jowl City Hall at 575-395-3340 and ask for Molly Sanchez, and she will get you signed up. She'll also can sign you up for the chili and rib cook-off. Our events will start around 8 o'clock and go through the day and into the evening, and we expect our bands to start playing around 7 p.m. and go into about 11.
Oh, good. It'll be a good time.
Okay, I'm going to read Tom's mind here. Do you need any judges for the rib cook-off?
Tom is the best judge you'll ever have.
Right.
He
so
never
I will make a
complains
note
about
of that,
having
and
to
we'll
eat
see if
too
we can
much.
get him as a judge. That sounds like a good idea.
I was there a couple years ago for that. It was a lot of fun.
He will never complain about having to eat too much. I promise you.
We can set him up.
Thanks, buddy.
So, hey, is there a website where somebody can go? I guess City of Jowl, that can go to the City of Jowl website for more information?
They can absolutely go to the City of Jowl website, and all the information is on there. But we do have one special guest for that day, and it's Ray Stringer with the Stringer Family Racing, bringing their nitro-powered Chevy funny car, and they'll be live firing that thing about 2 times during the day.
Awesome. I think it's going to be a great time, family event, and fun for the whole family. And is there a number somebody can call in case they miss something?
Yes, they can call, again, the City Hall. It's 395-3340, or they can give me a call at 441-6926.
Hey, we appreciate you coming on, passing the info. And if anybody needs any information, just go to the City of Jowl website and get all the information, or just call and City Hall, and they'll pass on all the info. Sounds like a great time, and thanks for coming on.
Hey, it's going to be a great time, and I appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, hey, but we got one more question from our texter for you this morning before you leave.
Sure.
The car show, is it going to be trophies or is it going to be cash?
So we'll be giving plaques out for the car show. There'll also be some awards for best of show, best engine, interior paint, rat rod, and motorcycle. So we've got plenty of awards to give out, and this year's judging will be by the public. We'll give tickets out, and they can go vote for their favorite cars and categories with their tickets.
Awesome. Hey, we appreciate you coming on. Have a fantastic day.
You guys do the same. Thanks for having us. We look forward to seeing everybody.
Appreciate you. Cocaine Bear came out, hit theaters a couple, when was that, last year?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Florida man interrupted a big bear snacking on strawberry syrup in his garage and fish sticks.
Oh.
So the bear broke into the fridge and was eating strawberry preserves and fish sticks. I'm just going to say this is not Cocaine Bear. This has got to be like Marijuana Bear, because evidently he was hitting the wacky tobacco, and because that's the only thing that would push it. Yeah, strawberry syrup and fish sticks. Wow, that guy must have lit up a Christmas tree. And Playboy cuts ties with porn star Mia Khalifa after her disgusting support for Hamas. Even Playboy getting into this, going, no, we're not going to back anybody that backs Hamas.
Right.
Sorry. I mean, if you want to show your movie, Debbie Does Terrorists, you're going to have to do it somewhere else. You're out of here, Playboy said. What else is going on this morning? Coalition of the New York State Republicans, they're looking to expel George Santos. We talked about George Santos. He got 10 extra charges yesterday. And U.S. intelligence says the attack surprised Iran. U.S. intelligence officials were reportedly surprised to discover the senior Iranian officials were surprised by the Hamas attacks. Oh, please. And Jada Pinkett Smith says that her and Will have been separated.
Okay.
Yeah, she acknowledged yesterday that her and Will Smith have been living completely separate lives since 2016. Did somebody finally tell Will about it, though?
Right.
Serious. During an interview with NBC, Pinkett said the couple had not gone public about the separation, but they have been separated since 2016.
That's 7 years. Wow.
So she said that that they really haven't been a couple, which kind of plays into the whole deal. Remember, she was having an affair with some young rapper.
Yeah.
Was friends with her son. Crazy. Mattresses are piling up on the streets in Paris as the city battles bed bug infestation. Tom, didn't you have that problem one time, or was it scabies?
What me?
I'm just asking.
No, I've never had bad bugs.
Just asking. And new study claims that couples who meet on dating apps are less likely to be happy than those that meet on traditional ways of dating. 814, BN, the Breakfast Club. Looks like a bag of potatoes chips, or a potato chip bag prompted a grenade investigation in Santa Fe. How do you confuse a potato chip bag with a grenade? Yeah, they called it in Southwest Santa Fe on Wednesday about 11 o'clock in the morning yesterday. The department said a caller was trying to throw away a potato chip bag when he saw what looked like a grenade in the bag. Sounds like he was hitting the wacky tobacco. By the way, the explosive division of the Santa Fe Police Department and Fire and Rescue said the item wasn't a threat and it was a prop. Surveillance video in the area did show a man with a ponytail throwing the prop away, but it was only a prop. We went from a bag of potato chips. Wow. All right, Tom, had you ever heard that Jim Jordan, the whole idea that he was a sexual predator?
No, never.
No, you never heard that.
No.
I hadn't heard it either. And the sex abuse scandal that haunted Jim Jordan. By the way, Jim Jordan was Trump's pick, and they went with Steve Scalise. And so supposedly Jordan, a Republican from Ohio, and worked as an assistant wrestling coach for Ohio State from 87 to 95. And there were repeated allegations that there was sex abuse going on. And some left-leaning newspapers called him a sexual predator, even though Jim Jordan has never been arrested for anything in his life. Rod Stewart says no to the Saudis. We'll get to that up next. 817, Tom.
You know, this text says it's funny that the rapper August was the name with Jada came out later as being gay, says the text. And B, I thought Steve Scalise is not the speaker. Did he just get nominated? One of them was asking.
I do believe Steve Scalise
got confirmed, didn't he?
Well, I mean, it still has to be. No, it hasn't been confirmed.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. He hasn't. It has not been confirmed yet. Steve Scalise is the guy but it still has to be confirmed. It has to be voted on, and it has to get the majority. They tried changing the rules, but that did not work. And they tried changing the rules that the vote would come down with a show of hands. But it will be a ballot where it's nobody's going to know who voted for.
Well, does Jordan still have a chance then?
No, I don't think. I think Steve Scalise is the guy. Leadership in the Republican Party is propped him up, so I think he is the guy.
Okay.
And unless they can't get him approved, and that's a different story. We saw how long it took
12 rounds
McCarthy to get the numbers together.
And it was a backdoor deal that finally got that done.
So we'll see if Steve Scalise can get her done.
Yeah.
All right, 877-396-W105. I apologize for that. Steve Scalise is not the speaker just yet. He has been selected as the guy they're going to push to the front. Rod Stewart turned down a huge Saudi Arabian offer. You know why? Rod Stewart has a conscience. He said all the injustices that the Saudis have done, that he couldn't take the money. This would have been his largest payout of his career, and he turns down the money. Rod Stewart has also come out a while back and said he's not going to leave any money to his kids.
Wow.
They're going to have to make, he said they're going to have to make their money like I had to make my money. Chicago mayor, far left-leaning mayor, Brandon Johnson, delivered a bizarre rant shoehorning slavery and racism against black people into the discussion over immigration. So, I mean, he went full circle. He was talking like in Tom A-isms, and then he brought it back to immigration after slavery and all kind of other stuff. Thank you, Brandon. Can we stick to the topic? You've got a bunch of illegal immigrants and nowhere to house them, and it's going to get cold soon. So can you leave the slavery stuff and all that stuff? Just stick to the topic. Looks like Senator Ted Cruz said Biden has put the U.S. at risk for a major terrorist attack. Do you believe that?
Repeat that question, B?
Yeah, it kind of went over my head the way you said that. Say that one more time, sir.
Senator Cruz told Newsmax that Biden has put the U.S. at risk of a major terrorist attack.
Of course.
I believe that.
Yeah, that's why I did it. Of course, that was more of a state.
Yeah.
And like I said yesterday, they're saying we could have as many as 5,000 Palestinian military-age males in the United States right now. We don't know where they're at. What happens if this all goes down into driving Hamas into the sea and breaks into America's involvement in this war? Right. What do they do to us here on our soil?
So Cruz says he blames the Hamas attack on Israel on Joe Biden for freeing up the $6 billion for Iran. But in addition, he said $10 billion held by Iraq and not enforcing the sanctions on oil sales by Iran, which allowed Tehran to earn about $40 billion. He also blamed the administration on sending millions of dollars in aid directly to Hamas. Our tax dollars were sent directly to Hamas in the Gaza Strip. So Ted Cruz said, Joe Biden has blood on his hands. That's different. All right, still to come, we got Boob of the Day coming up in just a second. Tom, get to the text. We'll talk about 4 men from Chile came into the country. And what did they do next? I'll give you an update on the way.
All right, B. So this is still a developing story. This text wanted to know more information on the homicide there in Weed, but the Otero County Sheriff's Department will release something later on, but that's just developing right now. And you were saying, Russ?
Yeah, I've got the details on that from the Alamogordo Daily News. Otero County Sheriff's Office looking for suspect in alleged shooting. Otero County Sheriff's Office.
They've arrested that suspect, by the way.
Yeah, they arrested the guy. Yeah, they arrested yesterday.
The only information we have is that he has been apprehended. Weed store location there on Agua Chiquita Road around 8 a.m. on the 11th. And that's basically, I mean, that's as much as Alamogordo.
Yeah, they arrested the guy, and they said more. They didn't release his name. They said more information coming down soon. The young lady leaves behind two.
Man, I love him like a brother.
Two children and a husband and stepchildren. It's just the whole thing is very, very sad. Very sad.
More text. That BS on Jim Jordan. It comes from Paul Ryan. What a puke. He says, and a report yesterday said if something happens here in America, we only have roughly 23 days of oil in our strategic oil reserves to take care.
Joe Biden has set us up. Yeah. It's like he hates us. I mean, I posted that up on social media a couple days ago. It's like he hates us and wants us to fail because he has set us up for a bad situation.
It's going to be bad. And B, this person said, hey, I made gumbo last night, but I didn't use no sauce. Says the
sauce. Like tomato sauce.
I would try your gumbo, B, but it's too spicy.
It's too spicy. I'm a Mexican. I can't eat hot stuff.
You put all kinds of spicy crap in it.
So you give us fake news, and you're a fake-ass Mexican. Thank you. All right, 4 people from Chile came into the country illegally and carried out a violent smash and grab, attacking jewelry stores in Oakland County, Michigan. By the way, the sheriff had just warned people about the people coming into the country and how dangerous some of them could be. By the way, Immigration Customs Enforcement Agency filed detainers on the 4 people from Chile. They tracked them all away from the southern border. They're now in jail, Oakland County Jail. So you know where they're at. You can come pick them up. No, they'll have to do their jail time first. And a woman that slept with over 300 people in 1 year. How many days in a year, Tom?
365.
She slept with over 300 people. She almost averaged 1 per day.
Dang.
And by the way, that's 300 different people in 1 year. Fired from her job over her OnlyFans account. Annie Knight, she's 26 years old, from Australia, fired from her job after her boss found out she had a secret side hustle.
Something.
Annie Knight, 26, claims that she slept with 300 different men and women in 1 year. Was dismissed from her job.
Wow.
And she's on OnlyFans. That's her side hustle, besides sleeping with a bunch of folks.
Well, let's say she made $50 for each entry, right?
Oh no.
That would be what?
That would
$1 million.
That would be
what?
$1 million.
$1 million. Is that Will Rooney with her?
Hey, what's going on?
So, $50
times
300 is $1 million.
Have you seen her Instagram account?
No.
Way more than $50. That's what I'm going to say.
That's a lot of money.
And by the way, she wasn't sleeping with people for money. She was just sleeping with people. Sorry, Tom.
I'd be willing to bet there was money involved.
I'm just
with that many people and the OnlyFans. I'd be willing to bet that that was a premium level service.
Well, I'm just like 300 people. I mean, that's like almost one a day.
Where's
that's
the line
crazy.
for him?
That's just all right, we got the boob of the day coming up in a second. 8:27. Story about a man from Missouri paddles 38 miles in a hollowed-out pumpkin.
Wow.
He did set the world record. There was already a world record for a guy paddling in inside a pumpkin. The pumpkin weighed 1,208 pounds. He carved it out, and he went Huckleberry Finn on him and paddled for 11 hours, and it got him 38 miles in a carved-out pumpkin. He's in the Guinness World Book of Records. He is certified now. I don't know if he's certified crazy or just certified, but he's either way.
Certifiable, one of the two.
Something.
Yeah, he's certified very sore today, for sure. All right, we got a lot of things to get to. It's 8:28. Be on the Breakfast Club. You better, Will. Well, I saw him with us.
I'm kind of groggy, a little out of it, but I'm here.
I
got you.
He's a little iffy today.
No, that would be you.
Yeah,
You're
I'm not
iffy every day.
I wouldn't join if I was like Tom.
We can only use one idiot on the show at the same time. Can't have two. All right, Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics, proud sponsor of the boob of the day. They've got medical professionals on staff. Go have the deep dive into your blood done. Best way to figure out what the heck is going on is to do a deep dive into your blood. You might say, well, my general practitioner, he checks out my blood from time to time. He's not doing the deep dive. I'm telling you, I have never had a doctor do such a advanced test and then come back and spend about an hour with me going over all the results. If you're not feeling good, it's worth the time and money to get it done and let them do. You can go back to your own lab, or they have the lab right there in their location. Either way, and then you bring back the results, and Kelly Pfeiffer will sit down with you and go through all the results. They do such things as stem cell therapy and ozone therapy and cryotherapy for pain. They also do hormonal optimization. Ladies, if you're going through menopause and your hormones are just out of control, you need to talk to them. There's a different way to handle this. Hormonal optimization. They can take care of that. And guys, if you're going through low testosterone, they would love to chat with you about testosterone replacement therapy. 3900 North Lovington Highway, Hobbs, America. Also find them at thedesertfma.com. Follow them on Facebook. Proud sponsor of the Boob of the Day.
So today we have a little different thing. We're going to do 3 stories about stupid criminals who try to hide contraband in creative hiding places, and you get to choose which one you think is the best. A man in Texas was pulled over yesterday, and when the police searched his car, they found 2 kilograms of cocaine hidden in a box of Frosted Flakes. He also had $10,000 in cash stashed inside a headphone box. A police officer in the UK saw 2 males acting suspiciously in a park when it looked like they were hiding something in a tree stump. They ran off, but the cop dug through the tree stump and found 121 mini packages of cocaine.
Wow.
The cops are still trying to find all the rightful owners. And police in California pulled over a car after seeing it driving around without headlights. They searched the car and found a carload of drugs, including meth, coke, Xanax, and fentanyl, plus a loaded gun, which they had hidden inside a pizza box on top of a fully uneaten pie. So it looks like they were holding the gun. It's like, put it in the pizza box. Let's go. When the cops pulled them over. But regardless, there you go. Your choice. Which one's best? They are the boobs of the day.
Boob of the Day being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. Tom and the text, get her done.
All right. The worst Halloween costume, this text is saying, is Tom A. So, okay. And you know what? This one texter says she should have gotten a promotion. I would have given her a raise or 2, says the texter. Okay. And another texter says, Iranian supplied suitcase nukes is what the world should be concerned about at this point, this text is saying. World War III and $300 barrel of oil right around the country, says the text.
But, by the way, Tom, I was at the gym today, and I took a picture, and I posted it up on Facebook, and I said you have 2 choices to make an excuse or work out. And somebody asked if I had any new pictures of you. So if you could go ahead and take a pic. No, well, there ain't no damn picture out there, but they wanted a picture of you. So if you could send it to me, I'll send it back to them.
Okay. What kind of picture?
Well, just a picture of you in your workout gear.
Oh.
Was this a male or a female person?
Right.
No, it was a male.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you were trying to hook Tom A up.
No. Do you actually think there's a female out there for Tom?
Well, there is.
Look, he's been married twice, so clearly there is.
I'll never get married again. That's the deal right there, guys. Nope. Maybe I will hang out with a nice lady. We can go out and do stuff. But no
I saw the video, Tom.
No more marriage for Tom A.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, after making a comment about immigration, did say this. He said on The View, he said, Democrats want to F-bomb up every city in America. We got to remember this guy was a Republican and elected in California as the governor. 2 terms, if I'm not mistaken.
How did Whoopi and Joy react to that?
I didn't see the video, but I did see when he was talking about immigration that we have a serious immigration problem and it's, we need to fix it. And he said we need to lock down the borders.
Yeah, when he said that we needed a border wall, basically, he said we needed a way to block the border. I don't think they were happy.
No, I don't think they were happy. But, when he said that the Democrats want to F-bomb up every city in America, I bet their heads exploded. That's why we didn't see it. And I really don't want to go back and watch the entire show. I don't know physically if I can do that. I don't know if I can.
Although it might be worth it to see Arnold make their heads explode for a minute.
So, Arnold Schwarzenegger, did you watch the Netflix the series about him?
Mm-mm. Yeah. No, well, not the one. No, you're talking about the real life one.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty amazing what he did. Coming to America, and I mean his workouts were different than anybody was doing at that time, and he still goes back to Austria and has a house in Austria and lives there part of the year and then comes back to the United States.
California.
So, Tom, why wouldn't he run for president?
Well, he's not born here.
Oh, I was just checking. I was just seeing. I was just trying you, bro. I was just trying you. All right, we got a lot of things we are going to talk about in the next hour or so. Some of the things we'll talk about, Tom wearing socks to bed. Will that help you?
Yes, I do wear socks to bed.
So we'll talk about that. And a man charged with flying a drone over the Ohio Stadium during the game. He was actually arrested. Naked man at JCPenney's. Not good. By the way, if you haven't seen the video, you ought to go just type in JCPenney's naked man. I'm sure it will come up. New Mexico State Police saying the man who shot at them during a traffic stop sentenced. Tell you what happened to that guy in the next break. And California allocates $180 million to create how many houses for the homeless? I got to do the math on that. We'll come back and talk about that in just a second. 8:36. We're BM, the Breakfast Club, giving you a chance to qualify for the cash. We'll give you that opportunity coming up next. News this morning being brought to you by Zia Guns, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Handguns, rifles, shotguns, they've got them all. Trade in your old gun to get a better gun. And ladies, if you've been thinking about getting personal protection, they've got you covered. They've got you covered with personal protection, lethal and non-lethal personal protection. If you're looking for a gun and they don't have it in stock, talk to them about it. They've been around for 35 plus years. True story. They've got over 1,000 firearms in the store right now. Stop by and see them. 1907 North Main in Roswell. Don't forget, closed on Saturday, open on Sunday. Zia Guns in Roswell. 8:37. Let's qualify, folks, for the cash. News coming up next.
Go Junk Masters presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money. I want it now.
Call in now to win.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. Secretary of State Blinken in Tel Aviv declares this a moment of moral clarity, that America stands beside Israel in its war on Hamas for the slaughter of 1,300 Israelis.
Babies slaughtered, bodies desecrated, young people burned alive, women raped, parents executed in front of their children in front of their parents.
And Blinken reports 25 Americans dead in Israel as Israel launches an assault on the port of Gaza, boats afire. Consumer price inflation for September comes in hot, another 0.4 higher, 4.1% for the year. Social Security checks next year rise just 3.2%, or about $58. The House still paralyzed without a speaker after the Republican conference chose Majority Leader Steve Scalise, but apparently Scalise still doesn't have the votes. America's listening to Fox News.
Working for the GEO Group at Lee County Correctional Facility in Hobbs is not going to be anything like you see on reality TV.
The true reality of the GEO Group? Start at $20 an hour with no training. The GEO Group will pay you while you're trained to be a corrections officer. You get a 90-day $1,000 sign-on bonus, and then you get another $1,000 bonus upon certification completion. The GEO Group is proud to offer a community setting built for true rehabilitation through structured living and an incredible staff. Join the family today. GEO Group at Lee County Correctional Facility. Apply online at jobs.geogroup.com or call Jade at 575-392-4055. GEO Group is an equal opportunity employer.
This Eunice Cardinals update being brought to you by Guns Up Services, 2403 Avenue O, proudly supporting the Eunice Cardinals.
Guns Up Services LLC of Eunice, supporting the community for over 13 years, would like to wish the Cardinals another great season and also encourage everybody to show up in support of all Eunice Cardinal sports. With oil field services that range from vacuum trucks, winch trucks, dump trucks, and backhoes. They have frac tanks, caliche, downhole chemicals, saltwater disposal, and freshwater sales. That's Guns Up Services LLC, helping to keep our oil field trucking. 2403 Avenue O, Eunice, or call at 575-399-2457. Go Cardinals!
The Hagerman Bobcats football program is not what it was just a few years ago. The program has fallen on hard times and is 1-7 this year. The Eunice Cardinals, on the other hand, are playing with a chip on their shoulder. Since the Cardinals did not win a state football championship last season, they have been on a tear this year. Last week, the Cardinals traveled to Hagerman and came away with a 53-0 win. And in that game, the Cardinals shared the wealth among its offensive players. Coach Greg Jackson.
Kevin Garcia ran the ball 7 times for 150 and 2 touchdowns. We had 4 different kids catch touchdown passes. Maddox Mata, Ashton Thompson, Jorge Gomez, Hyan Castro.
And the defending 2A state champions, the Jal Panthers, come to town Friday night. Coach, what can we expect from both teams?
We're going to spread it all over the field, leaning to our speed, and they want to run the ball and grab the pound, and they are who they are.
Kickoff 7 p.m. Friday in Eunice.
This Eunice Cardinals update has been brought to you by Guns Up Services, 2403 Avenue O in Eunice, proudly serving the community for over 13 years. Go Cardinals!
Play new Universal Monster Scratchers from the New Mexico Lottery. Scare up all the creepy details at nmlottery.com. Thank you, New Mexico, for helping to raise $1 billion for New Mexico education through lottery ticket sales. More than 144,000 New Mexicans have received a legislative lottery scholarship. Thanks for playing.
Halloween is almost here. Don't be spooked by the other guy's high prices. Shop the Working Guys store and save. Work boots as low as $49. Safety and non-safety toe, lace up and pull on. Cold, wet weather is coming. Check out the huge selection of outerwear from Carhartt, Timberland, Cat, Cinch, and more. Catch scary good deals throughout the store before they're gone. Working Guys, why pay more? 109 East Broadway, downtown Hobbs.
As the weather gets colder and germs begin to spread, it's the perfect time to get up to date on your COVID vaccinations. A new vaccine is available and recommended for all New Mexicans, formulated to prevent this year's most common COVID variants. That way, you can savor the magical moments of New Mexico's fall with confidence. COVID vaccines are safe, effective, and help prevent severe illness. So don't wait. Vaccinate. Book your appointment today at vaccinenm.org.
Carlsbad's evening hotspot is Cal's Shade Western Lounge and Package, featuring nightly drink specials, karaoke Wednesday nights, open mic Thursdays for ladies' night with $1 off drinks. Plus, most Friday and Saturday nights feature live music. Don't forget the 24-lane bowling action of Cal's Cactus Lanes Bowling and Recreation Center with Cosmic Bowling Friday and Saturday nights. And eat at Steve-O's Kitchen Wednesday through Saturday. A restaurant, 2 lounges, package store, and recreation center, all at 1611 South Canal in Carlsbad. Cal's Shade Western now hiring bartenders, waitresses, security, and office personnel. Call 887-9012 for Cal's Shade Western.
Honey, what are you doing? It's 4 a.m.
Well, I'm making a big breakfast for you and the kids. We got to get going this morning. It's a long drive to Midland Airport.
I booked our flights out of our airport here in Hobbs. It's in town, not in Texas.
Well, you want some toast?
Is that strawberry?
Organic boysenberry.
I'm going back to bed.
Love you.
Flying in and out of Hobbs gives you more time and less stress. So when it's time to fly, you gotta fly Hobbs.
Southeast New Mexico weather. The southeast plains of New Mexico this afternoon along the 285 has temperatures in Roswell at 88 degrees and the upper 80s, almost 90 degrees in Carlsbad and Artesia. And then Hobbs Lovington at 85 degrees. They'll warm up today with a front that will move through the area. The wind will become gusty, especially this afternoon and evening, with temperatures in the middle 70s in Roswell tomorrow and 73 degrees at our radio studios in Lovington. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
Tell you what, it's easy to swear at you.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet, and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. And YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, and Facebook live video feed brought to you by Desert Sand Water Well. Online at desertsandsnm.com.
Are you guys having fun? Me and the Breakfast Club in the morning, W105. Thank God.
It was too big for us to eat it. It never was intended for Halloween. Too much for a pie or a jack-o'-lantern light, but just about right to float the misery. Big pumpkin, keep on floating. It's crazy, but now I'm boating. Rowing.
I found the song.
Rowing in a pumpkin.
I found the song about the guy paddling the pumpkin 38 miles.
Rowing in a pumpkin.
Yep.
It was too big for us to eat it. It never was intended for Halloween.
By the way, it had so many pumpkin seeds, nobody in Ohio will have prostate cancer if they eat all the pumpkin seeds. All right, 846. We are B on the Breakfast Club. I didn't even know about this. Hurricane Lita recently made landfall on the Pacific Ocean and west central Mexico. Really? Category 4 hurricane. Made landfall, then weakened. Worst thing about this for the tourists that were in that area is they had to drink tap water. Yeah. And then the hurricane came in, and the rest is history. Former NFL player, we talked about Sergio Brown, whose mother was found dead in her home in Chicago, and he is now in custody. Evidently, he killed his mom. And crazy story about him killing his mom. The motive, don't know. But I bet he was trying to get money.
He's broke. From
his mother. I mean, what is it? 75% of all NFL players 5 years after being out of the NFL are broke.
Yep. That's right.
No money. Crazy. Buck Trent died at the age of 85. You know what Buck Trent is?
Buck Trent. That name sounds familiar.
He played with such legends as Porter Wagner and Dolly Parton and appeared on the classic show Hee Haw from 1974 to 1982. Yep. And it was supposed to be the Eagles touring this fall with special guests like Steely Dan. But Steely Dan has been replaced. Daniel Fagan actually ended up in the hospital, so scratch them off the list. Man charged with flying a drone into an Ohio football stadium during the Maryland game. So the 28-year-old man charged after allegedly flying that drone over the Ohio stadium during the Ohio State-Maryland football game on Saturday. The arrest warrant was issued for the operator. His name is Roberto Escato, who is being charged with unsafe operation of a aircraft. This man is a serious criminal. He really, really is. He's flying very, very high. I mean, he was so high they thought he was Hunter Biden. And you know what? You have to be pretty good with those drones. I've got a drone. I'm always scared to fly it because I'm terrible flying the damn drone. Now, Russ, you have a drone, and you're pretty good at it. I just can't get the hang of it.
You're giving me too much credit. Let's just say I had a drone.
Oh, you had one.
Oh, okay. All right. Tom and a drone would be a whole different deal. All right, 849, Tradio coming up this morning. We're going to get to that. If you got something to buy, sell, or trade, we'll get to that coming up at about 9:30. Good news of the day still to come. And, Tom, you wear socks to bed, you said.
Yes.
So even during the summer?
Yes.
Wow. See, I can't stand anything on my feet.
Because I don't want to go to the bathroom and pre-pee.
What does that have to do with socks in bed?
Well,
and what the hell is pre-pee?
Well, pre-pee means that you're getting ready to go pee. So
what?
If I'm wearing my white socks, I
don't know. If I get up, I just pee. And I know you haven't seen anything in a long time, but why would you be worried about peeing on your white socks?
Well, because
you missed a whole damn toilet.
Trust me, he can't hit nothing because from what's on the floor of the bathroom, it's bad.
No,
I'm too adamant this morning to deal with this.
He doesn't want to walk across his floor in his unsocked feet.
Right.
You ever walked across the floor in his bus?
With his pee on the floor?
No, I don't pee on the floor. But, I've done that since I was a kid.
Wow. Yeah. Anyway, getting back to the socks and away from the pre-pee.
I just don't even know.
There's too many mental images in my head for this early. Okay, just go.
So the National Sleep Foundation in Virginia, this doctor said recently during an interview that sleeping with socks on is actually good for you, that it has very positive impact in your sleep if you sleep with socks on. I get hot, and I just can't stand socks, even during the winter. I don't want any socks on. Hopefully you went and Googled naked man JCPenney's. If you did that, I know the video. They beat this guy. They beat the hell out of him. So police in Seattle were called, and they put up video. I mean, it wasn't enough that JCPenney's put up the video. I haven't seen things this exciting at JCPenney's since the 1970s. I'm just saying. JCPenney's is usually not hopping, but an individual in the video evidently had a mental crisis shortly after the video had started, and he was naked. He was running around JCPenney's, without any clothes on. And I had, this story doesn't say, but supposedly he had tried to touch a kid. Mm-mm. And he learned fairly quick.
What was great about that video is it wasn't like police beat him. These were three country boys who just decided they were going to chase him down. He tried to run from them. And then when they cornered him, he really come out ferociously fighting. And these three guys, you're going to have to describe it.
It's pretty tough. Tom, you ever tried to tackle a naked man?
Ooh, no.
I was hoping for a different answer.
I've been a police officer, so I'm
going a different way.
Yesterday was come out day, so he would have had to do that yesterday, wouldn't he?
Man, I was hoping to go a different way, but go look at the video. Yeah, they and he says it was a mental moment. I think it was drug induced. I could be wrong, but that's what I think happened. A man who shot a New Mexico State police officer during a traffic stop, sentenced 30 years in prison. Robert Nielsen will spend 30 years in prison for the shooting of the New Mexico State Police officer in 2020. Shooting happened when State Police Officer Sharon Duran conducted a traffic stop along I-40 and near Laguna, Puebla. That was back in 2020. Nielsen was traveling through New Mexico when he was pulled over for tailgating his parents' trailer. Officer Duran approached the car. He immediately opened fire. Didn't even give her a chance to say boo, and he shot at her. Duran said that she still suffers from the effects of that day. He's going to jail for 30 years. And Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, is going to spend $179,000. Not make that $179 million to build 710 single occupant houses for the homeless. And, you know, one thing they probably did not factor in is a lot of these homeless do not want it. They don't want a house. They don't want responsibility. But so what's the cost? $179 million divided by how many homes? 710.
Okay.
$252,000 per home.
Per house.
I'm just saying there's got to be a cheaper way to do this. Would you guys accept a house, $252,000 home? I know I would. I'll take it. I'm at the point in my life that the government wants to give me something, I will take.
You'll take it. I'd take it with maid service.
I mean, that just seems like, well, don't give them any ideas, please. Don't. All right, I don't know who heard about this, but a local group petitioning to decriminalize marijuana in Lubbock has surpassed the signature count. And so the petition initiated by Freedom Act Lubbock needed 4,800 signatures to meet the city's charter requirement. And while the petition has surpassed the goal, the organizers are not stopping, they say. There's still 1 week, so their goal is 10,000 signatures. And the signatures are due October 17th. Citizens of Lubbock County can sign that, and then they'll go back to the city, and we'll go from there. But they have surpassed the number. Heck, I would think you could just go on the campus of Texas Tech and get enough signatures. And that's not a whole bunch of signatures, 4,800 signatures. 8:57, we'll take a break in just a second. We are Beyond the Breakfast Club. Good news of the day on the way. Tom A. is in charge.
All right, Travis and Roswell is chiming in. Oh, okay, guys. You know, after meeting all of you at one time or another and having talked to Will many times, I don't understand how there can be a texter called the Will hater. Now, Will's the nicest guy who backs up his opinions with facts. A good business person, a good father, and one of the nicest guys that I know. Now, Tom Hater, well, I could understand that. Laugh out loud, says the texter.
Well, Travis, thank you. That's awful nice. And absolutely. And sorry I missed you at the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. I heard you stop by the booth and didn't get a chance to see it. So sorry I missed you there. But, yeah, the feeling's mutual, man. Good guy and hard worker. So it's always nice to meet guys who have like mind.
This texter says, wait, you mean you're going to tell me I didn't need to spend $252,000 on my house? I could have moved to California and got one for free.
They'll give you a house. They'll give you a house. I bet they got people lined up to get a house for free.
Well, what strings? I mean, because there's got to be some strings attached.
Well, you say that, but in a state like New Mexico, we pay for people's education. You know, we tell teachers and nurses and, hey, we'll pay for your education, without any strings attached. And many of them, after they graduate, just take that job and go somewhere to another state. You would think we'd say, yes, teachers, we will pay for your education, but you have to give us 10 years of service.
Yeah, you got to stay in New Mexico for 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, but maybe not. Maybe not. Tom?
All right, so this text says he's trying to hook Tom up since the females don't do it for Tom, says the text. I guess that's UP. And there's plenty of ladies out there for Tom, but really not for $50, says the text.
No, I mean, he's so cheap, it's a $25.
Yeah, I was going to say, you could probably get it for half that.
And then he wants somebody else to pay for it.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, Rocket's chiming in. You guys got this whole Israeli-Palestinian thing all wrong. He says, can't you see the Democrats are concerned because it's just peaceful protesting, says Rocket.
Yeah. Yeah. Them, like, killing the parents and then taking the kids and lopping up the kids'
heads. Yeah, I was going to say, chopping off little kids' heads, babies. Sure.
One more. This is written.
When I heard that the first time yesterday, I was praying that it was fake news, because I don't know anybody that would be that sick that you're just going to decapitate. Wow. There's a special place for those people.
Yeah.
And as they're going door to door looking for members of Hamas, none of this is going to end well for those guys. Yeah. That's for sure.
I was surfing yesterday through all the cable networks regarding the situation over there in the Middle East. Jody Reed, who I hate to this day, went on the air and says, well, we haven't really confirmed that they're doing that to those babies over there, on her show yesterday.
So Jody Reed, you're going to have to help me here.
Joy Reid?
Joy Reid?
Oh, Joy Reid, never mind. Well,
MSNBC, and you just happen to be watching MSNBC?
I was surfing, and I ran into her statements, and I thought, come on. We haven't even confirmed here at the network that it is happening. It is happening. Everybody's showing it, you idiot. But she refused to do that, though.
Thank you, Turday.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
Be one more text. Rick Norris saying, have you ever been to California lately? You would know what today's market, you would know with today's market, you wouldn't put your dog in a $200,000
Well, I get that. I get that, but it looks like, to me, like a total waste of money.
Yeah.
And why are we giving people free houses? Makes zero sense. None. All right, we're going to take a break. We're coming back. We're KWMW, Maljamora, 105.1 FM. We're B and the Breakfast Club. Look at news this morning being brought to you by WWRV times3.com. You can call them 988-0392 WWRV, 3 RV parks in Carlsbad, 162 RV hookups, every one of them coming with 30 and 50 amps. All utilities included in one low price. And that includes high-speed internet right to your hookup. If you need more information, you can call them 988-0392 or just go to the website, WWRV times3.com. We're going to qualify folks for the cash. Then we're coming right back. We got the good news of the day and more on the way. We're Beyond the Breakfast Club.
New Mexico Junk Masters presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now. Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money. And I want it now.
Call in now to win.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. Secretary of State Blinken in Tel Aviv declares this a moment of moral clarity, that America stands beside Israel in its war on Hamas for the slaughter of 1,300 Israelis.
Babies slaughtered, bodies desecrated, young people burned alive, women raped, parents executed in front of their children, children in front of their parents.
And Blinken reports 25 Americans dead in Israel as Israel launches an assault on the port of Gaza, boats afire. Consumer price inflation for September comes in hot, another 0.4 higher, 4.1% for the year. Social Security checks next year rise just 3.2%, or about $58. The House still paralyzed without a speaker after the Republican conference chose Majority Leader Steve Scalise, but apparently Scalise still doesn't have the votes. America's listening to Fox News.
This Lovington Wildcat update being brought to you by Battle Energy Services. 1315 Avenue D in Lovington, with 5 generations of their own Lovington Wildcats.
Proudly serving the Permian Basin for over 10 years, Battle Energy Services says good luck to the Lovington Wildcats. With locations in Lovington, New Mexico, and Midland, Texas, Battle Energy is your source for BOP nipple up and testing services. Also offering Safeland USA and H2S oilfield safety classes every Friday. 5 generations of Lovington Wildcats are behind the family and team at Battle Energy Services. Call 575-942-9472. That's 575-942-9472. Go Wildcats.
The Lovington Wildcats have never shied away from playing the bigger schools during their pre-district schedule. Since dropping the first 2 games of the season, the Wildcats have gone on to win the next 4 of 5. And their hard work has paid off. They have been rewarded as the #1 team in Class 4A. Coach Anthony Gonzalez.
I'm happy for the kids. They get that recognition, and for the team. And I think it's finally starting to show a little bit, the schedule that we're playing and, the tough opponents that we're playing and the success that we've had over those tough opponents. And, finally for those kids to get the recognition they deserve, I'm happy for them.
And Coach Gonzalez and his players are very much aware that winning a district championship for the 3rd straight year in a row will not be decided by the weekly polls, but on the field, as Bernalillo comes to town Friday night.
And so those guys are going to give us their very best. So we got to continue to make sure that we're preparing to play our very best so we can go get that 3-peat district championship.
Kickoff 7 p.m. Friday in Lovington.
This Lovington Wildcat update being brought to you by Battle Energy Services. Call 575-942-9472. Go Wildcats.
When a home gets destroyed, it can be devastating. All you want is your home back the way it was before. With guaranteed replacement cost, if your home has to be rebuilt, farmers will pay the full cost regardless of your limits. It's just one of the many Farmers Policy perks. Call Herschel Ruston Hayes at 575-396-0513 to learn more or get a quote.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Get ready for the 21st annual Jalorama, Saturday, October 21st at Jal Lake Park. Brought to you in part by ConocoPhillips and Devon Energy. Jalorama is a full day of fun featuring a car show where you can see Ray Singer's Nitro Funny Car on display, a chili cook-off, rib challenge. There'll be booths to shop, food booths to grab a bite at, plus enjoy the Jalorama games, and the day ends with a public dance that evening from 7 to 11 p.m. All chili cook-off and rib challenge cooking begins at 8 a.m. with judging and awards that afternoon. Entry fee for car show or cooking challenge is $25 in advance or $30 the day of the show, with proceeds to support local charities. Early registration paid before October 13th gets a free Jalorama t-shirt. For vendor or food booth information, call 575-308-9667. That's 308-9667. Make plans to bring the family to Jal Lake Park Saturday, October 21st for the 21st annual Jalorama.
Halloween is almost here. Don't be spooked by the other guys' high prices. Shop the Working Guys store and save. Work boots as low as $49. Safety and non-safety toe, lace up and pull on. Cold, wet weather is coming. Check out the huge selection of outerwear from Carhartt, Timberland, Cat, Cinch, and more. Catch scary good deals throughout the store before they're gone. Working Guys, why pay more? 109 East Broadway, downtown Hobbs.
Kawasaki Mule side-by-sides are built to handle the toughest tasks. From the compact Mule SX to the full-size Mule Pro FXT. No matter the task, there's a perfect Mule side-by-side to help get the job done. For over 30 years, we've stayed committed to 3 words. When it comes to rugged Mule side-by-sides, those 3 words are trust, tried, and true. Find your Kawasaki Mule today at Garner's Motorsports. 320 North Del Paso and Hobbs.
Push, 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 pull, 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 drag, 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 drag. That's right. Get your happy dance going and bring those busted rides on down to Carlsbad Chevy, because it's a party. Your job is your credit at Carlsbad Chevy, and nothing helps better than a down payment that we can generate from one of mom's old boyfriend's beaters left out in the backyard. Thousands off new model Silverados and an assortment of brands you love to choose from is why everyone is shopping at Carlsbad Chevrolet. Come see what it's all about right here at the home of the great guys, Carlsbad Chevrolet.
Looking for a fun new career in a fast-paced field with room to grow and awesome benefits? Awesome Graphics in Hobbs is currently looking for a graphics installer. Not just open to someone with experience, Awesome Graphics is looking for individuals who are eager and excited to learn the industry. The right candidate will be comfortable and experienced with computers and technology. Take initiative and exhibit confidence in handling tasks. Follow safety protocols, possess the ability to work independently and as part of a team, have excellent attention to detail, be able to lift 50 pounds, and possess basic math skills. Pay based on experience, but no experience necessary. Awesome Graphics will train all key responsibilities. Benefits include earned time off, paid holidays, retirement plan with employer match, as well as health, dental, and vision insurance. Again, Awesome Graphics is hiring a graphics installer. To apply, stop by 523 West Sanger in Hobbs or go online to myawesomographics.com/careers. Awesome Graphics is an equal opportunity employer.
Why are you sleeping that way?
This is no big deal. This is how we do.
Be in the Breakfast Club, the #1 way to start your morning, regardless of ace, race, gender, political affiliation. Call or text 877-396-W105.
We went to 54 states.
9/11, good news of the day. How do I follow up from that? With the 54 damn states. Prime Video is now streaming some seriously spooky horror movies just in time for Halloween season. And so go get you some of that. Yeah. What was the movie, Will, that came out this year? Was it Megan? It had that 3 in it.
3?
M3GAN.
Huh.
That was a big horror movie that came out earlier.
Megan.
It was about the AI little robot girl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was it? So it wasn't about Meghan Markle.
Oh, no.
Another horror story. No, I was just checking. Golden Bachelor, the newest episode coming out today. And that thing garnered, what did I say, 7.7 million people watched that show?
Something like that.
Which is big. I mean, that it was the #1 show of the week. Evidently, a lot of old people that are single watching the Golden Bachelor. Unbelievable. That's that. I got better things to do, at least in my mind. There are better things to do. New York, a bus driver was caught drinking White Claw while driving students home. So he was taking the kids home, and he was drinking White Claw. Tom, any idea what White Claw is?
It's a liquor.
Yeah, it's a hard seltzer.
Yep.
She also likes other liquor too, besides the hard seltzers. So, but she's been fired from her job. Wow. I would expect that. Supreme Court has agreed to decide if a Muslim man from Oregon can continue suing the FBI after the agency removed his name from the no-fly list. So the no-fly list is there because of it's a terrorist screening center, puts people on the no-fly list. If they're a threat to the United States, this guy's name was on the list, and they eventually took his name off the list, but he said they caused him undue issues, or he caused him harm because his name was on the list. And he's a Muslim, so now he is suing the FBI. Lubbock man accused of following and shooting at another vehicle with a family inside the car.
My goodness.
Yeah, police called to the home on 44th Street. Woman had called the police saying there was a shooting near the South Plain Mall, and this guy shot into the car, and there was a kid in the car. So congratulations. John Dunklin has been arrested. Texas pastor accused of sexually abusing a juvenile family member for over a decade and impregnated the family member at the age of 16. Houston area pastor is behind bars after sexually abusing the juvenile family member hundreds of times for more than a decade and getting her pregnant. 39-year-old Robert Carter charged with continuous sexual abuse of a child and sexually assaulting a child under the age of 17. Did I mention he was a pastor? Special place in hell for folks like him. And Buc-ee's is getting a little closer to us.
Really? Okay.
So they are building a Buc-ee's in Amarillo. So that would be the closest Buc-ee's. And this thing is huge, 74,000 square feet.
I've been in one of them, B.
Go
ahead.
Can I finish?
100?
And 8 fueling stations. Buc-ee's, of course, founded in 1982. It's Texas born, but has since moved to Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, South Carolina, and Tennessee, and groundbreaking in Colorado and Missouri. So Buc-ee's is next year their plans Kentucky and add a store in Mississippi. But Tom has been there. Tell, Tom.
What is the convenience?
Because I think we've all been there.
It's the Walmarts of convenience stores. That's what it is. And they bring a lot of people. They bring a lot of jobs to those communities. So that's a good thing. And their mascot is a beaver.
Thank you. I didn't know any of that.
Just in case you didn't know. Hello.
I mean, I've only been to Buc-ee's like, I don't know, hundreds of times, but I couldn't live without that. So, thank you. How many times have you been to Buc-ee's, Tom?
Oh, and when I used to visit my brother in Waco, several times. You have to pass it on the way to Waco. So I stopped there to give me a donut or burrito.
Oh, we believe that. Yeah. We definitely believe all of that. All right, good news of the day on the way. Looks like new information about the arrest affidavits on murder suspects Carlos Diaz Jr. and Angel Alvarado. They have been arrested on murder charges. According to the arrest affidavit, Diaz Jr. and Alvarado pulled up to the Stripes convenience store in a Ranger and a Ford Ranger truck. That happened on Monday. This past Monday, Alvarado went in the store, stole a box of beer. 25-year-old Raul Ortega who came to visit his child's mother who was working at the store, took a photo of the vehicle and the beer theft and the vehicle they arrived in. After Ortega left the store, he went back to Stripes near the dumpster. 2 minutes later, he witnessed the murder of a 25-year-old. So, looks like those two have been arrested, which is a great thing. And I didn't know it was popping in Pecos. Tom, when's the last time you've been to Pecos?
Ooh, about 10 years.
Well, I guess you missed out because the Tokyo Massage Parlor, they just raided that place.
Okay.
According to the press release, Pecos Police Department said that they've been investigating the Tokyo Massage Parlor, and Reeves County Sheriff's Department, along with Homeland Security and others, busted them. 59-year-old Julian Gang was arrested. 5 counts of prostitution, 1 count of aggravated promotion of prostitution and criminal activity. And 59-year-old Z Chu was also arrested for prostitution. And as I look at these two older women, it leads me to ask the next question.
Which is?
Are you guys really that hard up? I had to ask the question.
Hey, older women make beautiful lovers.
Well, go look the story up, Will, before you say that. It looks like they've been around the block a couple times.
Well, I'm guessing if they run a massage parlor, yeah.
And Gavin Newsom this week approved a California bill that would aim to help English language learning students and child care centers by incorporating more of their home language. And how would that help them learn English if while they're in the daycare centers, they're speaking their home language? I don't know how that would help. I don't. But Gavin Newsom, by the way, this is going to cost the state of California over $1 billion to get started. All right, text line, it's 9:20. We're being the Breakfast Club. Good news of the day on the way.
All right, Marjorie Taylor Green says Steve Scalise's cancer, this texter is saying, is disqualifying, and that should prevent him from becoming speaker, says the text. And on a personal note, if we had voted Yvette in last election, she was fast becoming a leader there in the Congress. I would have nominated her for speaker. But that's not going to happen.
So a one term is going to get a leader. Do you understand how things work?
Clearly not. As much as I respect and like Yvette.
I love Yvette.
Tom
but
has no clue.
That's not the way how things work in Washington.
Well, I would have nominated her.
Oh, my God. You're such an ass kisser. You really are.
Wow.
Oh, come a little closer.
All I got to say is this next election, get your butt out of bed and get to the polls. Let's put her back in. Nick from the Patch says there is a strip club there in Pecos that has all Cubano boo-boos, says the text.
What?
Cubano boo-boos.
That's not what it says.
Well, women, it
says Cuban women.
Well, I always think of as boo-boos.
What?
I always think of them as boo-boos.
What is that?
My ex used to call them Cubano boo-boos.
What is that?
Cuban women. Cuban women have big boo-boos.
Boo-boo?
Yeah.
My head hurts.
They're called chichis.
Well, she called them boo-boo-boos. Cubano boo-boo-boos.
Okay, how many times can you say it like in a span? Just stop.
Look, the Puerto Rican women hate Cuban women. I'm just saying. That's the way it is. Speaking of,
they don't like you either.
Okay. And one day, speaking of boobs, Tom should be the boo-boo-boos the other day.
Wow.
Chichonas for sure.
Yes, they are. They are big.
Remember the case that 11-year-old boy that died, and then it brought on the governor acting like she gave a damn, and then out with the health order. Well, another suspect that is accused in killing that 11-year-old boy has been released with a monitor. So last week they released one of the suspects, and now another one has been released. So the governor cares so much about protecting us from gun violence, she lets these gangbangers out and walking the street. Thank you, Governor, for caring. Appreciate it. Your little executive order your health order will actually do zero to help. Thank you. God bless you.
Nick,
all right, good news of the day coming up.
All right, Nick from the Patch says, for God's sakes, well, either get rid of him or get him tested for mental capacity, says Nick from the Patch this morning. Okay. Hey, nothing wrong with me. And one in this text says,
Said nobody has said that.
And what the heck is wrong with Tom? Did he just have a mini stroke? Says the text.
No, because when he does have a stroke, he ain't coming back.
You had one.
Yeah. And physically, I'm in a lot better shape than you are.
That's the point, exactly.
Well, I'm seeing my doctor on Monday. I'm sure he's going to give me a good bill of health.
I'm sure he's going to say, keep doing the same thing. You're a great patient. Keep doing the same thing and expect the same results. Tomorrow is Tell the Truth Friday.
Right.
We'll get the results of Tom's weigh-in again. The days are numbered.
Have we had any buffet reports this week?
Well, we never settled our bet.
Which is?
I bet I could make 170 before you could make 270. Remember?
I already made 269.
Really?
Yeah, last week.
Is that before I fixed the scales and took the nickels out?
Oh, you did that. Okay.
So, Tom, what's the deadline for this?
For
your
It was December 31st, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, December 31st.
December 31st. So how many days?
So that gives me November, all of November, all of December, and half of October.
So I just gotta make sure and point this out, Tom. So during the holiday season, when the most fattening food is available in the most bigger quantities for Thanksgiving and for Christmas, you're gonna skip all that, not eat any of that stuff, stay on your diet, and go down to 218.
I did. And I'll tell you why. Because I've been eating a lot of vegetables lately. A lot. And I'll tell you why I'm eating a lot of vegetables. Because, and maybe this is one thing I got to talk to my doctor about. But as I chew my food, as it goes down my esophagus.
Okay. It's called the esophagus, but no.
It's getting stuck right in the middle. My meat.
It's getting stuck on the hot dog. It's in the way.
It's getting stuck.
Well, are the chimichanga,
the tortillas, something.
So I don't eat meat.
You're 79 days away from your deadline.
Yep.
79 days, and what's the goal weight? 218.
218.
218. So, do you understand how much weight you have to lose?
I'm at 265 already.
So he's probably planning on, because he already knows that he's going to get his leg amputated because of his diabetes. So that's the only way he's going to get to 218 by that time.
And I saw a new diabetes cure the other day, guys.
Online?
No, it was these two MIT graduates who developed this thing for diabetes. It was on the Shark Tank the other day.
So you got to lose a half a pound a day to get to your goal weight.
218.
A half a pound.
It's easy. It's going to get there.
You have to lose a half a pound a day. And in the last 6 months, you have lost
12 pounds.
8 pounds.
Yeah.
8 pounds in 6 months.
Oh. So I just got to say, Tom was at the buffet Monday and Tuesday.
And you need to lose. You got 51 pounds to do it.
Yep.
And you've only lost 8 pounds in 6 months, but you got to lose 51 pounds.
Yep.
In 3 months.
Right. Look, I ain't going to starve. I've done this before. I lost At 423, I lost 212.
I'm just doing the math for you.
423.
He keeps.
That is a lie.
Well, I mean, it just keeps going up. All right, we got to get to the good news of the day this morning, being brought to you by Farmers Insurance Agent Herschel Rustin Hayes, Avenue D in Lovington, 575-396-0513, home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance, and proud sponsor of the good news of the day.
So someone in Massachusetts set up one of those huge 12-foot skeletons in their yard for Halloween, and they're pulling double duty this year. They have him holding a sign for drivers that says, "Slow down, I smell children." A stray dog in Michigan got his head stuck in one of those big plastic jugs. You know, the cheese balls come in. It was on his head for at least 3 days. But an animal shelter helped him out and got it off. They're now trying to track down his owners. And 8 orphan manatees recently caught a flight from Ohio to Florida to be released back in the wild. 3 different zoos in Cincinnati, Columbus, and Tampa worked with SeaWorld to rehabilitate them. They had to travel in a custom-made container and be monitored throughout the flight. Then 5 more young manatees caught a return flight to Ohio so they can be rehabbed and released. And that is the good news of the day.
And brought to you by Herschel Rustin Hayes. Check him out today. Tom, anything before we go?
Yeah, one more text. This texter saying, you know, Michelle Lujan Grisham thinks it's okay to chop babies into pieces up to birth. So why do you think the Democrats even care?
Ouch.
Oh, they don't. They don't.
I had one little thing I want to throw in there, and I'm going to put up the good news story music real quick. Last night, in the middle of the night, about midnight, my male dog started pounding on the door.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out what was going on, but him doing it at that time of night, there had to be something strange going on. So I grabbed the flashlight and went outside, and a cat had gotten into our trash can and got their head caught in a can.
Aww.
And it's rolling around on the ground trying to get this can out, and in all kinds of distress. And its head was so far in there, it probably smothered to death.
Aww.
And my dog realized that there was something wrong and woke me up, and I went out there and got the can off the cat's head.
Oh,
it's fine, but I thought that was something great that happened last night.
Are they friends?
So. No, it's just a stray cat.
Oh.
My dog knew there was something up with it. So.
Are they friends?
Are they friends?
Yes, they're best of friends. They're like,
It's like a homeward bound moment.
Yes. God, we can find that on the Hallmark Channel.
There you go. That's all I've got. I promised my son I would share that this morning because he thought it was great.
Just a Debbie Downer.
Yeah.
What?
He's a Debbie Downer.
No.
We gotta go.
A Debbie Downer?
Yeah, you're a Debbie Downer.
At least call me Danny Downer. Ain't no Debbie here, brother. Starting to sound like Hulk Hogan, brother. All right, we've got to take a break. Tradio coming up next. We'll see you tomorrow morning for the Friday edition of Be on the Breakfast Club. Blake will be in studio. Any idea who will be the guest?
Yes, she is Ashley Vernon. She is the new CEO for the Southeast New Mexico Down Syndrome Association. She'll be our guest on the phone tomorrow at 9:06. B.
All right, God bless you. Tradio coming up next. Look at news this morning being brought to you by Enrique Rocha, Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating. And I tell you what, these guys, number one, know what they're doing. And number two, they care. They care. If they can repair your existing unit, they will repair it. If they'll be very straight with you if it can't be. At some point, the repairs outweigh the machine. And they'll tell you it'd probably be better off getting a brand new machine. They offer financing and, of course, expertise. Give them a call this morning if you need somebody to take care of your heating and air conditioning needs. 575-631-1999. Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Tradio on the way. Let's get updated with news.